Remember fun. What am I supposed to do this evening? I'm supposed to study in LeBlanc. Alright. Study in the middle table. He got tabled in 2 turns with BCR versus Blades of Corn yesterday. Whomst tabled whomst, I guess. Because it, depending on what happened in the game, it could have been either of you.
Now listen up.
What do you want to do?
Now listen
Make
up.
sure you close up.
Played 3 MSU units of Acolytes and a buffing hero yesterday. Very unreliable, but traded up on points in both games. Unsure if they're good or not. The damage can be very swingy. Yes, the damage is super swingy on them. And they have, like, die to anything power, obviously. But that's sort of like the thing about Skaven. They die to anything. Their damage and mechanics are super swingy, but, like, can be amazing. And it tends to be that they're better than not. You just have this, like, random chance of exploding. Which I think is balanced pretty well. Reminds you of the Catherine game from a few years ago? Yeah, it was the same art team. Same art team did Catherine. Yeah, it was Persona 5. Very much has that, kind of a signature style to it, you could say. Do you think 3 Flosh could work in 2K? Yes, I do, because I play... My 2 Beast Claw lists have either 2 or 3 Flosh. So I definitely think they could work. They have for me so far, pretty well. They hit a wall, obviously, because we're not, you know, ogres aren't like that good, right? You know, you run up against the best 5 armies, you'll probably bounce off of them, but you have some game at least, and you're pretty decent against everybody else. It's, you know, it's the monster season, so if you're normally a monster army, you're feeling good for the most part. It's a hero, a wizard, and a monster. Can't go wrong. You can go wrong, but, I mean, those are 3 good things. Hey, I saw the forum. Nice job sticking it to the stock. My Phantom Aficionado website came in handy, didn't it? I don't like this guy. This guy rubs me the wrong way immediately. And, yo, it sucked that he was bullied and abused and stuff, but it seems like he's internalized that damage in a outwardly positive but inwardly not so positive way, and I don't like him. He rubs me the wrong way. And right now I'm talking about how I felt about him the first time I played through the game, because obviously I know what happens to avoid spoilers.
What is...
And he wants me to hang out. Liam Copter, hey, TY. Appreciate the tier 1 sub, 9-month resub. It's a big Twitch baby. Hey,
special activities.
good comment. Am I supposed to just talk to this kid? 5'8". Oh, this is automatic. I can say whatever I want. Cool. Okay. Only Mrs. Woe can rub you the right way. There is no Mrs. Woe. It's just me. My 1-bedroom apartment. And my red party cup I got from a dollar store. With some root beer in it. Follow-up question, what are your thoughts on using Metal Cruncher multiple times? I don't remember if you did in your games. I did not in my games. I've been playing under the assumption that it will get FAQ. And they will become unique. As in, you can only use 1 per army of any individual one. And you can't double up on mounts or anything like that. Which is just how I imagine they're going to FAQ it. And when I'm playing games, obviously it's for fun, but also it's for practice. And I'd like to practice under the list that in the future I'm sure is going to be legal. And for that reason, I'm not using all Metal Crunchers, even though it's, you know, using all Metal Crunchers is simply 100% by the rules at the moment. Now, Whether or not they intended for their rules to do that is an open question. I think no. But it's as clear as day that you can use as many as you want. I'm just thinking about the future after it gets FAQ'd, that's all. Do we still have no news on the FAQs? No, we don't. No news on the FAQs and no pre-order next week. Supposedly pre-order for the Battle Tomes the week after next. Bit of a delay. I wonder what from. How can you take multiple mount traits on the same mount? That's the thing that's like a gray area rules-wise. And they're definitely not gonna let you do. And so I haven't even bothered even asking an opponent about that one. I don't even consider it really. Remember I made that one silly list with 4 stone horns and each of them had 2 metal crunchers? Like, obviously that's silly. They would never let you do that. I don't even think they're gonna let you use multiple metal crunchers across your army. I think they'll be unique. But at the moment they're not, so. So to specifically answer your question, how can you take multiple mount traits on the same mount? Well, the answer is, why can't you take 2 artifacts on the same hero? Because the rules say you can't. The rule says you can only take 1 artifact for each hero. It's in the rules. Now for spells, for instance, there is no such rule. You can take 2 spells on the same wizard. That's fine. That's fully intended, right? That's by the rules, and that's an enhancement as well. So some enhancements you can take 2 of, like spell choices, and some you can't, like traits and artifacts. There are no restrictions on mount traits at all in the core rules. Therefore, you can, I assume, do whatever you want. Technically. But, I mean, obviously you're angle shooting with it, because that's clearly not their intent, but hey, intend better, I guess, when you're writing your rules, or sweepingly changing them by deleting restriction paragraphs. What's your third mount trait if you use 3 Flosh, Metal Cruncher, Clatterhorn, and Frosthoof? My first one is Metal Cruncher, my second one is Frosthoof, and my third one is usually Clatterhorn. Clatterhorn has dropped from tied for first place, depending on what you were trying to do, all the way to, like, 3rd place for me. I like Frosthoof better for the Ren 2. Clatterhorn has become the thing I put on a guy that I know I'm not going to all-out offense. Or all-out attack, I mean. It's sort of like, Black Clatterhorn is like, half of a command ability for free every turn when you're getting into multiple combats and you're not going to all-out attack some guy. So that his horns at least hit on 3s. That's how I consider Black Clatterhorn. And Frosthoof is just getting something to be Ren 2, which is still kind of nice. And Metal Cruncher is obviously the best. But is mount traits not a trait? Correct. Mount traits are not traits. Traits are different. They use, like, you can see that there's the same English word in there, right? Mount trait and trait, right? They share the word trait, but they are simply both enhancements. That's it. And if the enhancement section was written better, none of this would be a problem, but the enhancement section was pretty much the one section in the core rules that was just poorly done, and it has the most people asking me questions about it, and the most confusion arises from the enhancement section as well. How have things been, you know, with the special activities?
Oops.
Sorry about
about that.
Oh,
I haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately.
well, you should consider getting a lot of sleep lately.
I've been staying up managing the fan site all night. Every night. I think it's called PR.
I would call it obsession, and perhaps unhealthy obsession at that. You know, you just, because of Kamoshida's imprisonment, you've recently become free of stress. So I think you're accidentally giving yourself more stress out of nowhere when you could be enjoying yourself. FAQ, is a trait a trait? No. It's a mount trait. It's different. Want to go to the pub? Yeah, hold up. I'm just going to finish this sentence about BCR and get my coat. Yeah, talk about ogres. Fan site? Really?
The Phantom Thieves Aficionado website. Fan site for short.
And it doesn't really stack with Brand of the Svard anymore. True, KR Knight. That's why I go Metal Cruncher, Brand of the Svard. And then for the next one, Frosthoof, Amulet. Because then Frosthoof Amulet guy gets all-out attack, and then now you have two Stonehorns that can both be in combat at once. And you spend all-out attack on one, and then the other one you don't have to spend anything on, and they're both essentially at +1 to hit. Have we admitted anything to Mishima yet? Not really, but he seems to just know everything. So I haven't been bothering keeping too close to the chest about him. How could you tell it was spelt weird since you guys are just talking? I'm assuming that he went like a fan site and then like doesn't break eye contact for a while. Would you ever do a video on how to play AOS 3rd? No. There's a Games Workshop one where a cute girl tells you how to play the game. That one seems pretty good. And I've posted battle report, like a TTS battle report, which I think if you watch it, it's only like 45 minutes long. I think if you watch that, you have a pretty good understanding of how to play the game, for the most part. Plus, it's like useful for other people to watch as well, right? Even ones who already know, instead of like just a tutorial.
You need a catchy name if you want people to notice you. This is all a bit of P-Thieves propaganda.
P-Thieves propaganda, huh? Okay. Okay.
Basically, there's no point to taking down bad guys if nobody's gonna know about it.
This is wrong. The point of taking down bad guys is to take down bad guys and relieve people from their suffering. Like, Mishima was saved, right? He's the last person who should be this wrong about it, right? Like, he was getting abused by this teacher, and now the teacher is gone, so he should, like, conceivably be feeling good now, in some respect. Or at least not abused. Notoriety, I suppose, is good if your ego requires it, but, I don't think it's the only reward.
That's why I've started a blog for posts from people you guys saved, while filtering out the haters.
Well, careful you don't filter out haters that have a good point. Don't start drowning in your own hubris, such that you oversimplify comments to be simply positive or negative. And if they're rude or negative, then you don't even consider them, even if they might be correct, you know? Like, for instance, speaking of comments, there was once a comment on one of my YouTube videos. I believe it was the TTS game. Or maybe it was one of my silly music videos I put up. And the comment was, in all capitals, "I do not subscribe to you for this stuff. Make more Y play X armies." And so this person was being rude to me, right? But could it be that they're correct? And the answer is probably yeah. You know what? They actually have a point. They were rude, but they had a point. I was posting, like, video game music videos and shit. It has nothing to do with AOS. A TTS game when I had never done a battle report before. It had been forever since I did a Why Play video. Now, the reason I haven't done a Why Play is because we entered 3rd edition and we're waiting for like 7 battle tomes to drop, and I want them to have longevity. So the person was kind of wrong in that case. They thought I was just deciding not to do any, but actually I felt like it was a bad time to. So, you know, there's that. But still, like, they were kind of right, even if they were rude. And I consider a person who can't take rude criticism that is correct or has a point. If you're a person who does something, or you're a content creator, or you're a designer or something like that, and somebody gives you criticism that is at least has a point or is mostly correct, but they're like really fucking rude to you, like they're being a dickhead. If you're unable to see past the fact that they're being a dick and realize that in some way they're actually right, if you can't do that, then I have no respect for you as a content creator or a designer or anything. I think it's a weak trait to have. It's a sign of weakness. You're pretty bad at taking criticism. How do you get better at it? Get a fine arts film degree and take a bunch of classical art classes in college as well. And so you know, figure drawing, painting, creative, purely creative things. Like the crux here is that they have to be very creative, right? Because if you're in math class and you get the wrong answer, and somebody tells you get the wrong answer, okay, like you fucked up the formula. But if you create a short film and spend 50 hours making it, and get your actors to act and write the script for it, and find the locations and color correct all the scenes, and paint backgrounds to use as green screen stuff, and put yourself, right? Like you pour yourself creatively into it, and then someone says it's garbage, right? They're not saying that like, oh, you did the formula wrong. They're saying like you yourself, creatively, your soul is garbage. And get told that by people who are correct, you know, for 4 years worth of being creative, and you will develop somewhat of an immunity to getting all sniffy when someone is kind of rude, but they're entirely right about your bad performance in your job. It's something our teachers really wanted us to get over immediately. And
we need the Phantom Thieves to be seen in the proper light.
Moreover,
if we want to make the name popular,
it was something that the other students had to get over too. It was a big deal. Being able to give like real constructive criticism instead of just soften everything and throw under, you know, throw softball pitches and good use to color. I don't know, you know, this part maybe, and I'm saying the other part is good, but, and I'm not saying this part is bad, but I feel, and just shut the fuck up. Tell me if it's good or not. Say what's wrong with it. You know, don't endlessly try to like protect my feelings when you're saying if some painting I did is good or not. You know, just get on with it. It's a waste of time. And there's this like social anxiety about telling someone that their creative thing is bad, or that you don't like it. Not that it's bad, it's just I don't like this. You were trying to go for this, what were you trying to go for? I don't see the connection here. Just because it's totally unhelpful to lie to someone to protect their feelings. You know, it's sort of like the difference between being toxic and being toxic and having toxic positivity, right? Like, why is toxic positivity bad? Sometimes equally bad, sometimes worse than just like pure negative toxicity, and it's because you're lying to the person, right? Like, if they fucked up the sound and you say that you liked the sound and everything's fine, then they're potentially under the illusion that they did something right when they didn't, and this is like poisoning their mental state moving forward, and you're essentially sabotaging them. When somebody legitimately asks for criticism, or at least they should be, if they're a mature adult, they should be emotionally prepared to hear the truth. Because they're trying to improve, because that is the goal, right? And this is actually really hard. Some students were simply too polite to even ever get over that. And so, you know, ironically, these people were trying so hard to be nice that they ended up giving you bad advice and lying to you and essentially being not nice to you, right? The most ironic thing possible, right? They were trying to do X and they did opposite X. And so you found yourself just not asking them for their input because you knew that they were too polite or nice or something to give good feedback in the first place. Anyhow, sorry for the super long tangent. No, they weren't right. It's your channel and your content, and AOS Battle Reports are very much in line with your content, as it is about AOS education. Could be, but I'd never done Battle Reports before, and this was right after I did all those video music videos, which had nothing to do with Age of Sigmar. And channels are very specific. I think the person had a good point, even though they were rude. And so I took the video game music videos that I made, you know, like as an editing exercise to try to make a music video in 20 minutes or whatever. I put those on the second channel. I kept the battle report, because it's close enough to Age of Sigmar, but what they were really trying to say was that make more Y plays. And my answer to them is, I've been waiting for a new battle tome to come out in 3rd edition this whole time. And I'm not making a Y play Night Haunt and filling it with, well, everything kind of sucks, you're waiting for a new book. Pointless, right? Just a pointless exercise. Also, yeah, don't, what's the word for when a content creator whips people into a frenzy and then they go fuck with somebody? Don't do that thing. Don't go find the comment and, like, yell at the person. It's fine. Because I didn't delete it. Because I don't delete negative comments. I delete people who are trying to catfish or phishing stuff, like, here's a link to a website that's clearly trying to steal your info. But I don't delete negative comments, because I don't care enough to. Sometimes I title my videos on purpose, so that one of the possible comments someone could give is like a snarky answer to it, who hates Age of Sigmar, because that's interaction. That's a metric. They check that. And they don't care if it's negative or positive. The algorithm doesn't care. And so I'm farming them for their obvious butthurt takes, you know, to feed me metrics. So it's all part of the plan, don't worry about it. Have you done a game with CGO Busta? I was going to last Friday, but he had to reschedule because he works. He suddenly had to work from home, so it's going to be this Friday. Look forward to it. Should be fun. Why AOS is better than Warhammer Fantasy in 16 minutes? Well, it wouldn't take that long. It'd be like a minute. Is this really necessary?
Of course it is! The principles the Phantom Thieves represent really resonate with me.
Well, I have to let you know that I'm the leader of the Phantom Thieves and I started them. And that you better the fuck make sure your principles stick with ours. Otherwise, we're gonna have a real problem on our hands. Buddy. You didn't whip me into a frenzy, they did. I mean, fair enough, but just, you know... I'm not... Not only am I not telling people to go find negative comments and defend me or whatever, I'm actively telling you guys not to. It hasn't been a problem. I haven't really seen it. But someday I might get big enough such that someone refers to, oh, the HeyWoah audience is here, like in some stream, or, you know, oh, you're a HeyWoah watcher or viewer or chat member, aren't you? You know, something like that. And I want that to be a good thing, and not a bad thing. Like, I don't want it to... And so far it hasn't been, because generally I play waifu games and I go on big long tangents and I talk about Age of Sigmar, and I do all of this to sort of facilitate an audience that likes the stuff I like, for the most part. I just don't want it to be like, it gets out of hand and I can see a potential future where it's like, oh, these are the XQC viewer, you know, absolute, you know, negative brain 11-year-old spurgs just screaming at everyone like, I would like it to be a badge of honor rather than a stink. Big flat Earth, yeah.
I mean, you guys are bringing rotten adults like Kamoshida to justice. How could I not be on board with that?
Rotten adults like Kamoshida to justice. Bringing rotten people to justice. Someday you might learn the difference.
I really want to know how you punish people.
I don't have a reaction for this, but it's careful Icarus, probably. That meme. So you're taking suggestions on what you can use for Fire Elemental Head instead of modified Tree Lord one. And Tempest Elemental, which needs more bits to keep it more... Fire Elemental Head, huh? What base size is this thing on? Like, how big are we talking? That's a good idea, Dinma. The Burning Skull from the Skull Kit. The endless spell, the Burning Skull. Is man candy the word for male waifus? It is husbando, officially. That is the terminology. It is the etymology of this culture. Male waifus are husbandos. Not to be confused with himbos, which have a lot of different definitions, some of them leaning more positive and some of them leaning slightly negative. Generally, a himbo isn't terrifically intelligent, almost as a character trait, but they're like a lovable, big dumb dog, you know? Not necessarily big, just super hot, right? Some people's definition of his himbo has nothing to do with how smart they are, but I think that's where it began. You did know about himbos. Okay, fair enough. Himbos they go beyond just like waifu stuff. It's generally a girl thing, right?
Don't worry, I'm not gonna ask.
Base size is whatever the Hydra and the Phoenix are on. Okay.
After all, the Phantom Thieves have a reputation for being secretive.
Himbo is male bimbo. That's where the word itself comes from. It's a play on bimbo, but it's generally seen in much higher regard than a bimbo. Bimbo seems to be a bad thing, but a himbo is generally something people are excited about. Generally women, but not exclusively. Depends on what type of Twitter you're on. Himbos are herbos and thembos. I haven't heard thembos, but I suppose it follows, right? If you're just going to attach everything to everything.
I wish I could be more like you guys somehow.
Basically any D&D character you make? Ah, a gentleman and a scholar, I see.
But I'll still be here to draw attention to the stuff you do. You can leave that part to me.
Big, lovable, kinda dumb, but in a cute way, you know?
I'm gonna use
Heart's
my
in the
fan
right
site to
place.
promote the Phantom
Heart's
Thieves
gotta be in
and
the
weed
right
out
place.
any negative comments.
I think the muscle guy from Emperor's New Groove, yeah, or like literally half of the characters in Hades, the game.
Your popularity is gonna be at my mercy. Or, my fingertips.
I don't like either of those two things. Again, this concerns me, Mishima. And at this point, if I were main character, I would cut him off. You're cut off. You are not endorsed by the Phantom Thieves. You do not control us.
It's like I'll be your strategic image management representative, so to speak.
No. Decline. I officially say no to this. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to give him a hard no, which I obviously want to at this point. It's very important to be in control of your own image. You're really hyped for this. It doesn't sound cool. It sounds the opposite of cool. I don't like it. Where's the get out of my face option?
Just you wait.
You're not allowed to do that for plot reasons. Mishima has plot armor in your dialogue choices. You're not allowed to escape from obvious doom. Women like himbos for the same reason that guys like bimbos, which is funny because most women hate bimbos. True. Do men hate himbos? I can only speak for myself and say no, I don't. I don't have a problem with himbos. I guess it's annoying that people can be that attractive, in a sense, but I guess I can't bring myself to hate the himbo.
I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that title's more than just for
I only
show.
enjoy the company of other Sigma males. I'm not sure what the definition of Sigma male is, but funny comment anyway.
I've gotta say though, managing the Phantom Thieves' reputation is tiring work.
Well, you know what? I didn't ask you to do it, and you're doing it anyway. And now you're complaining to me about how hard it is, and how much time you're doing it for. And I just want to say, I didn't ask you to do this, and I don't want you to do this. But you're doing it anyway. And that's where we stand.
The forum gets all sorts of weird posts, including tons of things unrelated to reforming society.
That being said, so even though I hate this character, like this person, you know, I hate this type of person. Isn't this a great character? This is such a specific situation to be in, right? This in-person parasocial kind of, this person's working on your image, you didn't ask for this, but they're really excited about it, they were just abused by a teacher, so you feel bad telling them to fuck off, you know? This is like it's actually a pretty interesting situation to have written a character into. And the fact that I really hate Mishima is a good thing. It means they've written him well. Or it can mean they've written him well. In this case, I think they have. Because he's so believably slimy. And social engineers his way into getting pity so that he can gain some modicum of power over people and control. It's really cool, even though I don't like him.
It'd defeat the purpose of the site if the truth of the Phantom Thieves was buried among all that garbage. Oh, but you don't need to worry. I'll sort through all the trash.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll be the one sorting through the trash. Don't even worry about all the things I'm learning and controlling behind the scenes. My end of this bargain is hard. He's like gaslighting you every step of the way. Agree, characters you hate can still be really awesome characters. Yeah, for sure. If that's what they're intended to do that, right? If you're supposed to like the character, but you hate them instead, well then that's a failure of writing, right? And I'm thinking about every character in Final Fantasy IX, you know, main character, dagger, stuff like that. Conceivably, you were supposed to like these characters, but I hated all of them, and so that was a failure of writing, whereas Mishima you're supposed to hate, and I do, so I consider it a success. The slip-up where your reputation is at my mercy? Yeah. Reminds you of when you worked as a production assistant? Yeah, kinda. Except you were technically paid for that work. Although, Not for like 6 weeks after the shoot when you finally get a check in the mail from the fucking producer that he personally wrote instead of the company he worked for, which was suspicious. But I figure he's performing tax fraud anyway, so... They pay you in blocks of 12-hour time. Oh, personal assistant, not a production assistant on set. Okay, pardon me. Maybe it's different then. Maybe it's way different. I don't have experience with a personal assistant.
Speaking of which, I've actually already found some worthwhile info about our very own school.
Oh, that being said, he's like trying to be your personal assistant in a way, except the difference is personal assistants aren't slimy, or they don't have to be, because generally you hire them on purpose to be your personal assistant. They don't like weasel their way into becoming it, right? You had to be slimy to do well in the particular sector you were in and didn't want to? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know about personal assistant sectors, so I'm going to trust you on that one. And maybe you do have to do that. You are scarred by that fucking bus, Morgana. Yeah, it's weird, man. It was a little
Our quest
much.
to boost your popularity can start close to home. I'll give it my all.
Mishima seems motivated.
All right.
Is Moon Confidant always the cringe confidant?
I might be overworking myself, though.
There was just an expectation to pander to your previous boss. Glad it's behind you. Oh, good.
Man, I'm exhausted.
I suppose what is
I think I'd
exactly
fall asleep
entailed
on
by
the
a personal
spot if no one
assistant can
talked
vary
to me.
wildly, based on the type of person you're assisting
I should head home.
and their expectations.
See you later.
Who is Moon again in P4? I actually can't remember. Let me check. I'm checking the tapes. This is important. Oh, it was AI Ebihara. It was AI-chan. The, like, stuck-up body image rich girl who used to be fat. And, like, you can immediately have sex with her, but if you do, then you don't get the real relationship at the end where she starts to change and becomes a normal person almost. That was actually not... It wasn't that cringe, I suppose. Maybe I was thinking more like the Moon persona from Persona 3, which was Nozumi Suemitsu, who was, like, basically like the Pusher from the Dark Tower series. Like, super fucked up. And you were, like, helping him because you were the main character and you had to just do all the quests. It was fucked up. I don't know if anyone's read Stephen King's Dark Tower or remember the Pusher, but that was basically the character from Persona 3 Moon. Oh, Lupin, listen to this. I was checking the fan site earlier, and I found a bunch of hater comments about the Phantom Thieves. Well, what kind of hater comments? It got me so mad, I'm not even sleepy anymore. At this point, I might as well pull an all-nighter fighting back. No. Don't do that. Sometimes it's unprofessional to personally yell at people on the internet, I'll have you know. Sometimes it's unprofessional. Nice hustle, image manager. This is a commotion. This is an online commotion, and I'm telling him to stop making a commotion. So I'm telling him to calm down here. This is commotion 22, or whatever number we're on. AI-chan activated. It was all about that MILF who taught you how not to be a shit mom. Yeah, as a cautionary tale, we'll say. Don't worry, I'm cool. Staying up after an all-nighter gives me this natural high, you know? No, I'm not saying... I'm not... This might be cruel. I'm not saying I'm concerned about your health. I'm saying you're doing something bad. Fuck this kid. Yeah, calm down. Better set out for the Battle of the Fan Site. Yeah, public battles like that don't go well, by the way. Everyone likes an underdog.
Hey!
Your midterms are coming up, aren't they? Alright, what are we doing tonight, actually? Oh, it's optional. Oh, I gotta buy some bio-nutrients from the TV? Sure, let's do it.
Hey, hey!
Alright, give me those bio-nutrients. Thanks. I'm not concerned about your health, HeyWoah. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not concerned about his health, I'm concerned about my public image. If he's gonna do that work for me, he better do a good job of it. Instead of, like, screaming at trolls all the time. I mean, get baited, idiot, right?
Let's do it.
You got to play a 2v2 yesterday. Ironjaws and Giants, Taker, of course, versus Bach and Trees. Ironjaws have felt great this edition, hoping new book doesn't ruin it. Yeah, everybody is waiting with bated breath, because most of the Ogre, or most of the Orc players rather enjoy how they play. And they, you know, a buff or two would be nice, especially for Bone Splitters, but just don't fuck it up. Just don't fuck up the good stuff, right? You did some good stuff here, don't screw it up. Oh, it's Sunday. You know what that means. We welcome slime into our hearts. The Sunday green beverage slime.
Hi!
I'll take nasty Aujiru, please.
Man.
Nice chug.
Nice.
If you have a good battle tome, you are scared of getting Slaaneshed. Right. That's the fear. That is the fear. For real or imagined power. Now I need to work at the Odenobeko Beef Bowl shop on Center Street. And this is a mini game where we have to remember stuff. And it's random every time, so I actually have to pay attention.
I should write something.
I have to get all of the orders correct. Otherwise I have to reload. Time to test my memory.
Oh!
Let's go to work at the Beef Bowl shop.
What did you say?
What happened to Slaanesh? So they got a battle tome that was way too good, and then the battle tome they got pretty quickly after that was like, it was like they were punishing you for how good they wrote you before. One of the worst battle tomes. It was so bad. Like, clearly overcorrecting the steering. And now it's kind of a mess. I got my little Swedish... I got my Swedish apron on today. Looking good. You just got P5R yourself yesterday. Just made it to 5-2 with almost no issues. Trying to clear the palace in one day sucks. Yeah, I was... Clearing that first palace in one day is probably some of the hardest stuff in the game. It gets easier actually later on. It's just all about, like, managing your resources in that first one. In other news, she loved the gift, still anxious as hell since you verbally fumble over simple sentences with her, but one weight off your shoulders. Nice. And she probably knows that about you, right? Sometimes people can find stuff like that cute, but just like, you know... Sometimes it's, for me, I feel like addressing it is able to disperse it a little bit, right? Like, acknowledge that, yeah, sometimes you stumble over your sentences, but it's because you're nervous or because you like her or whatever, right? Like, sometimes I think being the first one to call attention to it is somewhat of a good thing. It means you're, like, self-aware, you know? The battle tome, yeah, the most recent battle tome they just got is the bad one, yeah. It's the one that's way worse than the other one. And that wasn't bad enough. Then after that, the next point changes. All the points went up by, like, another 15%. After they were already really bad. Like, they doubled down on it. If you find yourself stumbling, slow down. True, yeah. I'm a slow talker. Well, I'm not a slow talker, but sometimes I will have to just think about what I want to say. And so I'll wait. I'll be, like, actively thinking about it. And depending on who you're talking to, that could be fine. Or it means that sometimes you're talking against somebody who's just gonna... They're like a sniper. They're waiting for their moment to talk at all times. And as soon as your talking ends, they fire, right? Which, you know, I suppose there's some people that ask questions or just have a conversation with you, seemingly just so that they can give their answer and don't really listen to yours. Which is sometimes kind of annoying or at best amusing. CD Busta, TY for the tier 1 gifter that landed on that one Squirtle. Hey, please enjoy your emotes and dodging ad bullets in the future. Not bad. Also got her some triple chocolate mochi since she was having an ass week. Give this man a sub. Appreciate it. Good work. I appreciate it. Hey look, there's a ton of customers coming in all of a sudden. You're gonna be bombarded with orders at this rate. Make sure you memorize them all. I will not, but I have Twitch chat here to help. Ahui Guo. Ahui Great Unclean One. Row Bowl. Large, please. Alright, so the first one is a large Hui Great Unclean One Ruble. Ruble. Alright. Second one, a curry bowl that is large. So large curry is number 2. Number 3 is a large beef bowl. Alright, mega beef bowl for number 3. Number 4 is a medium beef bowl. What's wrong? Go large, bro. Take some home. Eat half of it now, and then you have leftovers later. That's what I do. You go to a place, order a normal amount of food, and then eat it for 3 meals. Save money the next day. So medium is number 4. Medium beef bowl.
Yes.
Alright, stay calm and remember the orders. What did the first person order? That would be a large Hui Great Unclean One Roux bowl, obviously. That's right. What did the second person order? That would be a large curry bowl.
Hey.
Alright. What did the third customer order? A large beef bowl. Easy.
Nice.
And then number 4, the saddest one, medium beef bowl.
Well.
You're right, that was the order. Pff, didn't even have to write it down. So easy. Slon brain. Lord Croak IQ. Hey, well, HeyWoah chat, we have memes, waifus, AOS, hot takes, and dating advice. True, yeah, I've lived a long time, and I've made a lot of mistakes, so if anyone wants advice about something I can help with, you know, don't make the same mistakes I did. Ahem. You would decimate a curry bowl right now, medium or large? Alright, now you just have to make everything and serve them.
You.
You appear to have a difficult time there. Oh, Bernie Sanders is talking to us now? Okay. Can't you ask your manager to hire more people? You were extremely busy. The only reason I'm not laughing in his face is to not be rude. Imagine hiring enough people to work in a service job. No. No. You try to get people to do 2 jobs instead of 1. And personally, and always understaff the place. You gotta pinch those pennies in the service industry. Employees being overworked is becoming a real problem in the workplace. That's concerning. It's only a problem if you give a shit, though, so keep that in mind. You know, once you realize that it doesn't matter if people are overworked or not, it's easier to sleep at night. Think like a boss. I should remember this, says man in a suit.
Well then, I'll see you again.
I'll leave my payment here. Thank you for the food.
Hey!
Wasn't that the politician who gives speeches in front of the station? He was worried about employees in the workplace, huh? Well, I think he knows who you are now. We should go to the station square again sometime soon. Listen to a speech.
My.
Yeah, SJ Arcade. Just now, overworking employees is a problem. Yeah, in Japan. He's a politician, clearly over the age of 50, who suddenly decides that overworking employees in Japan is a problem. Really? Today? But not last week? Perceptive. Very perceptive. Okay. Good one. Japan has a word for suicide by work stress and implements laws to get the numbers down. Correct. Yep, it is an actual problem. Dating HeyWoah will be the next year's prize in Meth Stream. I don't know about that one. I don't know that a first date based on something you're, like, purchasing is the healthiest way to start something. Also, imagine women watching AOS streams, am I right? It's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. But my YouTube statistical demographics don't lie. Although the people reporting them could. Yeah, let's stop digging this hole. It's possible. It seems there were a lot of customers today, but you handled it well on your own. We were as crowded today as we usually get on Yakiniku Day, right? Yakiniku Day, I guess? I wonder if there was some event happening nearby. A TTS game is better than a date. Source, I made it up. Yep, there it is.
Thanks in advance.
I paid you a little extra today. Good work. Keep it up. 88 hundo, big money. That's like 1/7 of how much money I had. You were amazing today, dealing with so many orders. Yeah, I dealt with 4. That's almost 5. I'm sure it was rough, but I think you handled it all quite proficiently. Give me that bonus. Give me that proficiency. Oof. I'm still just decent, though. You didn't know you were getting a new hat this year? Imagine what you don't know about next year. Yeah, fair enough. I guess I should just keep my calendar open. Everclear legit smells like a hospital. Yeah, it smells like rubbing alcohol, because it's basically what it is.
Seems pretty rough.
Right here, senpai.
Morning.
Oh, Anne looks sad. Why? Does she have COVID? What's up? Do you have allergies?
Allergies? Oh, maybe. I do feel kinda dazed and everything feels weird.
I wonder if she's got the Ryuji Virus, where you always feel like you're in a mental fog, dazed, confused. Everything feels weird. Whenever anyone tells you a plot point, you have to repeat the sentence except for the question at the end.
But, actually, I've been having this feeling that someone's watching me.
The song is playing in my head. I would play it right now, but DMCA.
I hope not.
What's an allergy? Yeah.
Oh, maybe I just can't shake off the feeling of infiltrating a palace.
You need a coffee.
At the palace,
That's
we're
what you
always
need.
cautious of not being noticed, you know? So it has to be my imagination. Yeah.
Sing it, you own the rights to your own interpretations. You actually don't. You need permission to do a cover if you're going to record it and put it out there. Now, it's easier to get the rights for a remix. Well, I guess a remix is what I'm thinking of, not really a cover. Not at all. You don't need permission to do a cover? And like put it on a CD and sell it? Or do you just mean like a live performance like this is? I must admit my copyright law didn't get too much into music, it was mostly for film. And they did mention something about remixes being cheaper to get the rights for than the original song, generally. For selling covers, permission is needed. I wonder what constitutes selling it. Because right now I'm doing a live performance, right? But, you know, ads are happening, people are making money off of it, some people are subbing to me. What does that count as exactly? Technically, I'm making money right now, in a way. It will be a VOD, so you would need to ask the rights holder. Metallica couldn't even play their own shit. Well, a lot of artists can't play their own shit because they signed a contract when they were 14 by some business guy trying to scam them before they knew what was what, and then they become really big, and suddenly they're 35 and the biggest band in the world, and then they get told what in perpetuity means, and they get sad. Just sample the lyrics and beatbox your own background track. You still need it, because those are someone else's lyrics, right? That's why you get songwriter credits. I mean, a lot of the times, in fact, you wouldn't even be asking Metallica because they would have nothing to do with it. You would be asking their record company and making deals that they may not even need to be told about. I don't know for them specifically, but, you know, artists in general. Karaoke when? Not really a singer, more of a talker. Sampling is what EDM artists do, and you've never seen a credit on the source, even in the tiny print in their CD or something? A lot of people just do it, right? But they're not strictly following the rules. Yeah, it does. It sure must be different for live versus recording, but yeah, I'm not a lawyer either. HeyWoah spoken word Def Jam poetry album went. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Wait, what do you mean? Okay, so I'm showing my age here, but when I was a kid, you would get a CD and you would open up the booklet that came in the CD. And then in there, it would have all these credits, like this song, this song, this song, like written by so-and-so, written by so-and-so. Like this is real, right? I'm not just remembering this as fake. Like sometimes that's in their contract, that they have to be thanked or notarized, right? As a matter of fact, in the credits of a movie, like that's part of your contract. And if they forget to put your name in the credits, you can sue them. And it's actually worth an incredible amount of money. It's a huge mistake to forget someone in the credits of your film. Yeah, what's a CD? A good one. Yeah, I know. Old man HeyWoah. Wow, that was really loud, sorry. So every key grip is just scanning the credits. What a nightmare to watch a movie with. I mean, it's nice to be in the credits of something, but I don't really care. Most key grips are just scanning the credits, hoping that they were forgotten so that they can sue for more money than they made working on the film in the first place. Key grips, best boys, electricians, DPs, you know. Well, okay, if the DP wasn't in there, it would be like an act of war, but you know what I mean. What are you talking about? Don't we need to study for exams?
Let's go!
Don't worry about that stuff. Let's ignore the details and just go charging in head first. That's Ryuji. That is Ryuji. Crypt Shadow feels called out for the CD thing. Why? Because when you were a kid they had cassette tapes or perhaps records? Best boy grip is an electrician? Not usually, no. Like, grips are the guys who like physically assemble, take apart all your like C-stands and lighting structures and load and unload the truck for the most part while being helped by PAs. They do cord wrangling and they do some electrical stuff, I suppose, but you know. Yeah, gaffers do some electrical stuff. VHS is the best. What about Betamax? Bigger fan of tapes. Isn't it interesting that with obsolete technology, the thing people pine for, the thing people get really emotional and nostalgic over, are the flaws with the system? That was always kind of interesting to me when thinking about it. Like, the things you fondly recall about some dead technology are often the reasons why it wasn't very good. You know, that silver nitrate that you can see on old film stock, like actual film instead of just digital, you know? The general, like, record tone of that poppy dirty sound, you know, that lays across the music from old albums and records and stuff like that. The fact that you had to rewind tapes those like scan lines and weird like VHS, like magnetic tape problems you would get, and the fuzz, the snow as they called it back then. Sujubusta, thanks for the 5 tier 1 gifters, I appreciate it. TY for the grip. Oh, now I get the joke. I was just about to say thanks for the grip of gifts, but you're right. Key grip, yeah. In that he gives a grip of sub, yeah. CGO Busta is the key grip. Those people, please enjoy your emotes as we talk about old dead technologies. And yeah, they usually do have to do with the physical part of it, I suppose, don't they? It's a good observation. Same thing with people on tabletop talking about metal figures. Yeah. Or even, you know, old video games, right? You get the old curmudgeonly people that are like, oh, in my day, my MMOs, you know, in my day, when you died, you lost experience in EverQuest, and you had to go find your body. And you went back to the spot where you died, and your body isn't there because it fell through the ground and went into the center of the world, and you lost all your equipment. That's a real MMO, not this babby stuff like World of Warcraft Classic, right? And then the people who started with the Classic are like, well, I like Classic better than retail because of this, this, and this, right? And usually they're talking about stuff that was hard or time-consuming. Which gives a higher feeling of satisfaction and accomplishment when you get it, so they're not entirely wrong sometimes.
Let's go.
All right.
Would you say that those old mediums had soul? Yes, but soul in this case is another word for endearing imperfections. Call it an autobiography. You found it weird people who wanted vanilla wanted it exactly the same with all the stupid bugs, broken builds, useless builds and stuff. Yep. Because that's what it was. And truly, that's part of the reason why it was so good. It seems counterproductive, but... or it seems counterintuitive maybe, but... like, how many games, I suppose, do you go back and play because they're perfectly balanced? Or do you go back and play Doom 2 because the super shotgun was overpowered, and it was fun to have something that was overpowered, or a clever use of game mechanics, or something that was bugged and you could cheese it, or something that was totally unfair. Like, the imperfections were where it was the most endearing. And so now I've done the full loop. The endearing imperfections of it. Get endeared on, loser. Good old Final Fantasy 11, where you could de-level if you died and didn't have enough XP. Yeah, same with EverQuest. FF11 was very much seemingly based on EverQuest. And Final Fantasy was based on nothing. They tried to do something else with it and super failed. And then Final Fantasy: A Realm Reborn was actually, according to Yoshi P, heavily based on World of Warcraft, and specifically World of Warcraft Cataclysm. It was like their inspiration for it. Hold up. What am I supposed to do? Receive Memento's mission from Mishima, but then actually just leave and, like, go to the doctor, like, hang out with the... Alright, cool. Few requests.
Well then. Oh.
What?
So I'm just supposed to, like, receive this mission, basically.
I'm gonna make him pay.
Yep.
It's a side quest. It's a side quest bully. And now I exit and I hang out with the doctor. Who's Chris Chan? I'm telling you this... telling you this as someone who wants to help you, okay? just don't look into it. You will be better off for the rest of your life. And this isn't even a meme. Like, just move on to other things and don't even worry about it. It could only make your life worse knowing anything about it. I say this with no ego. So let's hang out with Hot Doctor who wants to kill us. I need a death persona equipped. Right. Do I have one? Hey, I do. Nice, and it's Mokoi. Alright, got him. I think the doctor's actually in Yongen. Yeah, clinic. Now we need to. You really. It's so sad. It's so gross. It's not worth it. Like, it'll legitimately ruin your day. It's not worth it. The Final Fantasy tier list was great. Hey, thanks. I took that one actually seriously. A lot of times at the tier lists, as you guys might have noticed, I'm memeing a little bit, you know? Final Fantasy 1, even though there were many hot takes, I was mostly not memeing, so... And wouldn't you rather gently ease us into it? If I thought it was worth getting into, yeah. But it's not worth getting into. Easing or not. It's just... I'm trying to ease you into steering around it to improve your life.
Allergies are so annoying.
I have good medicine for them. Just one dose should take care of them in theory. Alright, let's fucking hang out. I would like to do a clinical trial, please. Final Fantasy IX, no lies detected. I wondered how controversial that one would be. But, it's just how I feel. It was the truth. And, I'm tired of pretending it's not. So there it is. Let's hang out with the doctor.
The exam room.
Lemon Party, Tub Girl, these things are not that bad. They're not Chris Chan bad. That's just classic, you know, Rickrolling before there was Rickroll. Rickroll's like the sanitized version of Rickrolling. Yeah, shock imagery. For being the Final Fantasy, there sure have been a lot of them. Interesting story that the company at the time was basically hadn't made a hit. And this was, Final Fantasy 1 was to be their last game. Like, well, we'll give it one last shot. And so they called it Final Fantasy, and it did amazing, and it became a series. Hades Death God, it gets worse, and also, like, I'm done with it in the chat. Those heals got it true. Here you go. The effects should be instant this time. Do I have any third-party Ogre recommendations? I actually do. The ones that I went for are Scibor. S-C-I-B-O-R. I think they're rather charming looking. They're a little bit like, how do you put this? They're a little scruffy and rough looking with the sculpt, you know? Almost like someone whittled them. But I think that's a little bit charming. And they look pretty sweet. So those are the ones that I went for with mine. But I'm not like really big on the cartoony looking stuff, and there's a bunch of really good looking cartoony ogres, but not really my bag. Let's see, eyes are focused. Look this way, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing yet, huh?
Oh,
Oh, there it is. The inhibitory effect is just as I had hoped. Dear God, that slouch. Sorry, I have bad posture due to back injury. It's just a character flaw. No, Takemi. Oh, Takemi is okay. I thought it was criticism. So do you think there's a last-minute surprise for the Swamp Bogglers? Yeah. Yeah, I think when they announce the pre-order for them, there'll be like one final, you know, we've been saving this one reveal for the Cool Boys. I would just be surprised if they didn't do that. It seems pretty logical to me. Your weight has the primary reason it took longer to kick in than expected. Is she calling me fat? Also, I mean, I guess fair enough. Yeah, this is what I expected from a teenager. We're making great progress. Practice makes perfect, right? Okay, hold tight. Once I compile all the data, we'll move on.
Hello?
Takemi Medical Clinic of Internal Medicine. How can I help you? An emergency, huh? But we're not a designated hospital. Yeah, you've got the wrong number. Data. Data or data, chat? Vote now on your phones. What battalions are you usually running in your BCR list? Is Alpha Beast Pack viable? It's actually not Panacea for a weird reason, and it's not intuitive, but Alpha Beast Pack requires a non-hero behemoth, right? 3 of them, up to. And so your Stonehorn Beast Riders in a Beast Claw army lose behemoth and gain battle line. So you actually can't choose them in an Alpha Beast Pack because they don't have the behemoth keyword anymore. They lose it, which is weird, but you know, there it is. Not that I would really want to, but kind of a goofy rules interaction that might not seem obvious at first blush. I use Warlord because I want extra candy. I want an extra artifact so I can take Amulet of Destiny on my Thundertusk Frostlord. If I didn't want that, I would still want Warlord to get an extra, I don't know, artifact for somebody else, maybe Arcane Tome or whatever, for a Frostlord of a different type. And then I take Hunters of the Heartlands, always, for my Battle Line Yetis, so they can't get roared, because I want to be immune to roar, because roar is OP. Well, it's not OP, I have to roll a 3 up for it, it's just good. Which was the third option where you elongate. Oh, so data. So it's data. So there's data, data, and dada, right? Like Dadaism, like the period of art. Data, when you need to sound like you know what you're talking about. I default to data, but that's like a Midwestern Wisconsin kind of thing. And it's probably not correct. But as with all words that you can pronounce differently, I tend to just rotate through them for fun while streaming. And so I'll say data one way, and then the next time I read it, I'll say data just for fun. How do you pronounce vase? It's vase. You could say vase, but it's just not vase. It's vase. That one's not up for debate. Or aunt? It's aunt. It could be aunt. Nothing intrinsically wrong with aunt, but I say aunt. And that way it's the least consistent. So with the first one I go vase, and with the second one I go aunt, so that there's no consistency. Vase gang. Okay. I followed HeyWoah, recommended a few others, and if you follow them, it just keeps recommending. So depending on how brave you are, just keep accepting and then prune when you don't like it. Oh, fair enough. Awfully rude just hanging up on a lady like that. Look at how fucking mad she is. This is great. Her art is so weird too. It looks like her brain is ridiculously huge. I like a girl with a humongous brain. Oh wait, am I supposed to like specifically... Okay, apparently I can choose any option for the first two. Cool. Heals are your jam, this is too much. And that choker, dude? Ooh. An ambulance driver was looking for a transfer location. All the designated hospitals were full. But to think they'd accidentally call a general practitioner must have been a new paramed. Seemed to at least know my name, though. I've been blacklisted by the larger medical community. Why? Because you take in random high school students from the street and give them fucking drugs you invented in your bathtub? I mean, I'm not trying to tell you how to live or anything, but I could see why the medical community may have blacklisted you. Just a guess. Accused Tech is considering getting Twitter to follow HeyWoah and Vince. Yeah. Twitter is only as bad as you let it get, based on whomst you're following and how much you interact with it. Like, it's under your control. Plus, I tend to tweet out when I'm streaming, and so it's helpful if you want to watch my streams live. And sometimes I do big meme energy, so you know, there's all that. They call me the Plague due to a grave medical error I made. The Plague. What, did you just not have your mask on? Do one of those masks under the nose, kind of zero IQ, a medical error? What do you mean? This goes back to my old job. I used to work at a university hospital in the city. Blast me with your particles. Ah. HeyWoah, did you see your post on Twitter about Salty Fantasy? No, I didn't. I didn't see that one. Yeah, I'm afraid I didn't catch it. There are plenty of Salty Fantasy players, but I generally just don't interact with them for the most part. Or at least I try not to. I was never actually convicted of anything, but I'm still considered a pariah in the medical industry. Does that scare you? Lady, I've been drinking mystery drugs that you made in your bathtub for the past 2 weeks. Does it look like that scares me? Participating in clinical trials run by a doctor like that? Look, I need the juice, okay? I don't give a fuck. I didn't even listen to what you just said. I need the juice. Actually, I'm supposed to say I don't mind, which is also true. I was never convicted is not reassuring. Yes, that is not a reassuring defense. When someone was like, well, yeah, I was formally accused of this and it, you know, but I was never officially found guilty. That's not like the most reassuring defense. Yeah, OJ enters the chat, right? Yeah, They like lean over the table. Ahem, that would be allegedly. I wasn't officially found guilty. It was from original conversation about the new Troy game and why I was getting hate from people because it looks like a great game now. Troy? Is that a Total War thing? Total War Troy? I don't follow Total War really. Neither was Cosby. True, yeah. Yeah, he was just allegedly, you know, Or he was just accused of allegedly raping over 50 people. But, you know, I mean, wasn't officially found guilty, so I guess I guess all 50 of those just, yep, everything's fine. My mind is at ease, no problem. Yeah, go ahead, hang out with my daughter. No big deal. Wasn't found guilty, my hands are tied. Oh man, no new battle tome this week, gonna be next week probably. Yeah, on the grapevine I heard people thinking next week, or even, sorry, not next week, but the week after, or even like no news before, what is it called? What's the next holiday? Labor Day or something like that? Allegedly the most prolific rapist? Allegedly one of the most prolific. If we're using news speak. Is tomorrow FAQ? FAQ? It should be, but I don't know if it will be or not. I haven't heard. Most people are kind of surprised it didn't happen a week ago. Which would have been, sorry, 2 weeks ago, which would have been 2 weeks after the GHB came out. Well, that's fine. Being ostracized has enabled me to focus on my own research and development. You always hear prophetic every time you hear prolific. They could be talking about the same event, it's just before or after a career, in a way. One of the worst we know of so far, yeah. There, don't you feel way better now? Takemi has strong eyeliner game. She has strong many things game. I'll be sure to add some additional medicine for you, my little guinea pig. Feels like my bond with Takemi has grown even deeper. Big sweat. Adds more healing items to the clinic. Oh, we did it.
All right.
When can I get that ring that gives me SP back after every battle? The most overpowered item in the whole fucking game. At least early on. Not only is she top tier looks, but also she sells OP items, and that's the good stuff.
Huh?
One order of teriyaki chicken. First of all, it's chicken teriyaki. You're all good for today. You can go home now. Come again soon if you're still alive. I feel like cooperating in that shady clinical trial has increased my guts. You know, the joke was the Persona 4 Devil social link was the thirst nurse, but damn. True. The other one was thirstier. This one is just dangling a carrot on a stick, right?
Take care.
Like the high school boy that you are sprinting after it, tongue lolling out of your mouth. Hey, my little guinea pig, I have to talk to you about something. You haven't told anyone about my drugs, right? No. Am I, like, supposed to say something here? Yeah, I am. Of course not. And the accessory you're thinking of is almost better. You get a small bit of SP at the start of each of your turns. Not quite Victory Cry in an accessory. You get SP at the end of the battle. Oh, okay. I know it was one of the two. I couldn't remember which one was which. But they're both really good, and not running out of SP while you're grinding is like one of the main turning points in the dungeon crawl part of the game. Okay. I mean, part of the deal is that you're strictly prohibited from sharing anything that happens here, so I guess I'll believe you for now. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely is it that she knows where I live already? 9, you think? Feels like I've been getting a lot more patients asking for drugs lately. Wonder where they keep hearing about me. It's been really bugging me. Okay, but that's all I wanted to ask, I guess. See you soon. You're back. Come to think of it, the guy who approached you in the beef ball shop was a politician, right? He apparently gives speeches at Shibuya Station. Yeah, I know about that guy.
Hey.
We got our mega fertilizer, some garden energy,
Oh.
and ooh, I have 2 IMs. Alright, this is my beef ball shop that wants me to work. Oh no, An's feeling sad. She wants to hang out. Alright, let's see. What am I supposed to do tonight? You heard someone say they didn't like how the song throughout Persona 5 didn't change, like how 3 and 4 had drastic music changes, but this one... I like how it's subtle, yeah. There's like 4 remixes of this song that play throughout the game, and it just kind of evolves over time. I think that's nice. I don't think it's better than P4, but it's a cool idea, and I don't dislike it. Hey, well, yeah, but there's a difference between being hurt and being correct. Yeah, so I was defending how they felt. I was not endorsing how they act. Big difference. I was just saying I can understand why they're feeling upset. However, it doesn't mean you, like, actively search out people who like the new game and shit on them, you know? It looks extra bad when the new game is actually better than the old one, too. That one looks extra bad. It's not like shitting on Retail WoW, which is actually just worse, like, from all objective standpoints than how the game used to be. It's like more of an argument, and or AOS just seems better as a game itself, you know, than Fantasy was. So it feels weird to shit on AOS because you're mad about Fantasy going away. Oh, it's M-Hoop, not bad. Nurgle's the only pure demon army that isn't a complete joke to play in both games. That's what I would have if somebody asked me Eternal Witness. Even though I don't know anything about 40k, I would have guessed Nurgle. That would be my only guess, because at least it's really good in AOS, pure demons. Tzeentch is actually pretty good pure demons too in AOS. I don't know how it is in 40k though. And you can add stuff to the Tzeentch one to get better in AOS as well, like Archaon and things like that. Alright, let's see. Is On the Lovers Persona, I think? Give me that pixie. I think On is Lovers. Yeah. Alright, it's you and me, Tink.
I should write something.
Let's give her a save. Blast over to An's house, help her with some homework. Let's study. On is a cat girl persona. Actually true. It's like a shiny leather cat girl. Not really into the ghillie suit kind of stuff. Though I had a friend who really was, back when we were on a Magic team. Like legit had one and used it as his profile picture. Kind of a weird guy. But I guess I don't judge. That long sentence is tough. Try to think about what the underlined section means. Oh, she's helping with English homework. Yeah, I got something for on study. Let's see, do I have to respond to any of these in a certain way? No, it seems like it's just automatic, so I can roleplay. Not bad. One might argue that the raid design has improved over the years. I would say yes. I would say if there's anything that's still good about Retail WoW, it is the raid encounter design. Although some would say it peaked in, like, you know, Throne of Thunder and stuff, but I would reasonably accept specifically the raid encounter design is still good. Still top notch even. The systems sure aren't. You were not allowed to have a form avatar of a sock puppet holding a fist me sign. I mean, I feel like that's just innocently clever, right? Speaking of sock puppets, I found this online and I'm going to show it all to you now. Believe it or not, the Muppets are technically speaking mecha. Can you elaborate on that? No. Alright, we did it. Muppets rule. Are you and your WoW going to try another game? Probably not. Delightful. It's probably just done. Like, after TBC, we're just probably done. Like, we want to finish the expansion and hang out, but after that, I think it's just we go our separate ways. And we keep the Discord server open to complain to each other every once in a while, and that's about it. Sad end, but, you know, what are you gonna do? What's a Muppet? Apparently it's an Australian politician. If the Aussies on Twitter have anything to say about it. But besides that, it's a smaller puppet that's Jim Henson made. We need a David Lynch fun? Yeah. Are you starting to understand how to dissect these problems? I think so. I'm so jealous you get a one-on-one study session with Lady On, gigantic. Well, Morgana, that's what happens when you're a human. A human male. You should try it. You're able to turn into a goddamn bus, and you can't become a human? Pathetic. Also, stop simping. Seems like you're making more progress than usual, too. What, with On? Oh, you mean on the homework. Yeah, that too. There's no simp button yet. I need more viewers. It's in my hands and I'm failing you. I'm sorry.
That's not it.
Muppet is mostly a British slang? Oh, is it? Okay. Pardon me. I tried to be topical and I failed. It's a good one, though. It's funny to me. But the last time we had the mascot become human, he became a sex pest? Okay, well, it's not the fact that he was a human. Consider fixing that second part. What if you had a mascot who wasn't a sex pest for the first time in 2 games? How about that one? Bold. Rules bold suggestion. David Lynch always looks like he knows you from somewhere, but can't quite remember it. Yeah. I love David Lynch memes. That film was garbage. It is a garbage can. I love how blunt he is about everything. Can you explain the meaning behind this part of your movie? No. Do you think you could help me with math next? Yeah, I'll help you with math. Math is easy.
Let's get back.
Math is learning something really difficult, and then you find a shortcut for it, and it's basically cheating. That's all of math. I summed it up.
It looks like you're attending school seriously.
Yeah, dude. I went through P4, first place on every exam. I plan on doubling down, back to back. Also, Makoto Gang, rise up. Believe it or not, primary colors are fucking bullshit. Well, I guess it depends on what you're working with, right? What medium. Are you in print? Because then it's CMYK. Cyan, yellow, magenta, black. Could be RGB. Could be color wheel stuff. Depends on if you're going digital or paint or what type. CMYK for life. Yeah. Nasty clavicle action. You don't find joy in a proper, pristine clavicle. What are you? You're not a necromancer, are you? Clearly not. If you don't enjoy the clavicle every once in a while. Them shits are useful. It is a power collar. It is a power collar. Necks are underrated. True and real.
You also seem pretty close with Takamaki-san if you're both coming to school together.
Takamaki? What is this? Oh, Anne. Okay, on. That's right.
You just transferred here, though. I guess you two really click.
Well, we both have personas, so... Oh, shit, what did I say? What's a click?
I see. You seemed a lot closer than that yesterday morning.
You knew about that?
I heard she was a victim of Mr. Kamoshida. But was that all there was to it? Either way, closer inspection should clear everything up. Goodbye.
Makoto's talking to me like she's always just about to fight. Like she's just about to pull a gun. Oh, it's Mr. Inui. Oh, shit. Alright. Vor is trending on Twitter. Ugh. Say no to drugs. Not even once. Exams start tomorrow. Y'all ready?
Well,
Now
shall
then,
we
picking up
begin?
from last time, the end of the Heian period marks the rise of the samurai, which I'm sure you've all been waiting for. This is the Tom Cruise section of our lecture this evening. As described in the tale of the Heiki, it was a time when all that was great would fall from grace. It wasn't unusual for the heroes of yesterday to be struck down as rebels of the present day. By the way, sympathizing with the loser or the weak is called magistrate's patronage. That term came from Minamoto no I definitely almost said Yoshimitsu, Yoshitsune's position. And it was also became a way of referring to him as well. Alright, Lupin-kun.
Do you know the answer?
You know the time period Yoshitsune was active in, don't ya? The Muromachi period, the Kamakura period, or the Heian period. Well, he just said the word Heian like 5 times, so I'm inclined to say that. But it's possible this guy was like active in the pre-Heian period. I'm gonna say Heian, I think. I'll look it up in a second, but... What's the samurai Resident Evil? Yeah, it was Onimusha. It was pretty dope, actually. Anyway, we Heian boys.
This is it.
This is it.
Correct.
He supported his brother, Yoritomo, during the Heian period, but despite his contributions in defeating the Taira, he was driven out by his brother and ultimately executed. At first I thought that was a pompadour, but I guess it's just a big hat. However, in the centuries that followed, Yoshitsune became more popular as a tragic hero. Lupin-kun seems kind of smart, doesn't he?
Nice going!
Nice going. You must be really smart to have already known that. Still just 2 knowledge, though. Rather than siding with the one who has overwhelming power, people prefer the underdog opposing them. Yep. Everybody loves an underdog. It's sort of like rooting for a minor league baseball team instead of an all-star major league one. I suppose. I mean, they wouldn't fight each other, right? Because one's in the minor leagues, but good point.
Yep.
I can understand that. It's like, if I don't root for them, then who will? Hey, well, if you're in a school question outside exams, you can press L3 to get a breakdown from the network to see what everyone picked. Yeah, I didn't connect to the network because I forgot my login information, and so I haven't been connecting to the network while we played.
Hey.
But I'm pretty sure it is L3, and it's a really cool feature, actually. It's neat to see what everyone did. Hey, I came up with a method of strengthening my heart. Is it cardio? Because last time we decided it was cardio. It's kind of hard to do it by myself. Will you train with me? Let's decide later.
I'll just add this.
Australia's first real folk hero was a bushranger who was like Robin Hood if Robin Hood also killed people. Kind of cool. Alright, what am I doing today? 5:10. Buy materials for infiltration tools. Okay, I definitely can't remember where I buy those. Is it the junk store, I think? I think it's the junk store.
I'm so itchy. How can I help you?
Yes, it is. Cool. I definitely can't remember what I need to craft an infiltration tool with. Let me check the tapes. Okay, so let's see. Lockpicks require 1 silk yarn and 1 tin clasp. Alright. 1 silk yarn and 1 tin clasp. Right, I just looked it up. And how many of each do I have?
What would you like?
2, 4, 6, so if I buy... Oh, I can only buy 3? Okay. So I can still make... 5 of them.
I'll just add this.
Ned Kelly should be a persona, the outfit. He wore plate armor over his torso and head and shot in the legs like 13 times or something. Good one. Hang out, train with On with a lover's persona equipped. Let's fucking go. Alright. Yep, I did have it. Let's strengthen her heart, shall we? Train. I'll be going to Inokashira Park. It's really big. Good comment. Let's meet up in Shibuya and head over there. New area unlocked. Flourishing with natural beauty, this park is the pride of Kichioji. I definitely said that wrong. Kichijoji. Natural respite, get away from the stress of city life. Couples often ride boats in the pond.
All right.
There are a number of hangout spots in the city, such as shops. Go there and... Alright, I'm doing it. Man, big open spaces like this are so great. I think my training's going to go super good today. So remember how I said before that I want to strengthen my heart? Well, I came up with a way to do it. It's called... the Americans call it cardio. You're amazing, Lady On. Hold on, what am I supposed to say here? Oh, cool. Okay, so the next 4 I can choose any option and we can roleplay. Nice. Alright, simp answer denied. I'm asking how's that? I think having a strong heart means you don't let anything get under your skin. That's having thick skin. You're mixing up your terminology a little bit. So basically, I want you to say stuff to me, and I'll try not to get fazed by it. Alright, chat. Let her rip. That's your training? I don't get it. It's a trap? Is this trap detected? Let me bring out my meter. What kind of stuff? We've already started. I won't let that hesitation shake me. Okay, we're trying to rattle her. Right? I guess I should say something to An. Something annoying. Hit me with your best shot. You stupid. You're an airhead. You're... unique. Threaten her loved ones. Your pigtails make you look immature. I don't think they actually do make her look immature. Pigtails, like, can do that, but I don't think it does on her. It just makes it... It makes her look like she's always reclining in a pillow, you know? Like, look at her face on the left here, this drawing. It looks like she just, like, laid down on a bed and there's just this huge pillow, but it's actually her hair. Ryuji is smarter than you? Oof. Yeah, you're, like, hot or whatever. Being blonde and white in Japan makes you a minority. In Japan, yeah. For sure it does. She is basic. Oh, no. So we're really like, we're giving her the goods. I'm calling her an airhead, because she literally is hella basic. Yeah, and... Oh, see, like, it's part of the game, so she doesn't believe me. You're better than Yukio. We're not trying to trigger Hades, we're trying to trigger Han over here. You're a hard worker. That response was annoying. Can we stop yet? What am I supposed to say here? That response was annoying. What else? I like you. I love... Oh, no. It's too early. Is this the 4th response or the 3rd response, chat? I'm supposed to say, can we stop yet after the 4th one? And I haven't been paying attention. It's your fault your friend tried to kill herself. Yeah, This entire game is a sham and you should get actual psychiatric help because you need it. This is an abort, right? You're giving up? That means I win. Okay, cool. I chose the right one because we got the 3 music notes. Wait, is this how the game is supposed to go? Oh well, on to round 2.
Yes!
Bring it, and she's like cowering? Oh no. And then there's 2. And then there's 2 of our choices. You're a genius, dude. This won't help your heart. Oh, that actually hurt. Oh no, look at her face. In-game, not the picture. That one hurt. You can tell. That one got to her. You know, I kind of feel like this won't make our persona stronger. True. You finally get it. Something's not right.
Sorry.
I just got an emergency email. The next shoot is really far. Wait, what's this at the end? Oh, just another dick pic. I get them every day. A day in the life for a pretty girl. It's a notice saying to pay extra attention to the time and place they tell you. Apparently some models haven't been showing up at all lately. Then when asked why they didn't come, the models all say they heard there was a change in schedule. Sounds like shoots have been real hectic with all the scrambling they've had to do for substitutes. Has that happened to you? No, I haven't missed a single shoot so far. Probably really confuses the staff to see a sub showing up too. Hopefully it doesn't happen to me. Though actually, my first modeling gig was as a sub. That was back when I was still in Finland. My parents didn't have enough models for their event. Oh, Finnish. Okay. She is the least depressed Finnish person I've ever seen. Oh, I haven't told you. My parents are both fashion designers who put on some seriously extravagant shows. They jump from country to country, so I only really see them for half of the year. Are the Finnish depressed? I don't know, probably not, but all the ones that I am friends with, yes. Acerbic, cynical, depressed alcoholics. The lot of them. Which is just 3. But they're the ones that I know, right? So, there it is. Also, pretty good snipers from what I hear. Pretty good snipers, actually. You know Finnish people? Yeah. Maybe less these days. Are you lonely? That freedom sounds nice. The smell of freedom. Yeah, I guess I can afford to be pretty relaxed these days. Plus, it would probably be tough being a phantom thief with my parents around, don't you think? It was rough when I was little, though. It was just me and our live-in caretaker. I didn't really have any friends. Wow, that got dark fast. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I'm modeling, it almost feels like I'm connecting with my parents somehow. That's weird. It's a nice hobby to have, but I don't think I'd want to make a living out of it. After all, that's where Kamoshida first spotted me, and that's how our class started these rumors. Besides, the Phantom Thieves are more important to me right now. Nobody can be my substitute there.
Yes!
That's why I need to get stronger. I sense a heightened motivation from On. That's dark. It's not, but she thinks it is, which is proving how sheltered she is, right? I mean, her parents are, like, incredibly wealthy. She's beautiful by accident. Yeah. The problems we're going to be helping On solve are the most privileged problems you could possibly imagine.
All right.
That aren't even real, almost.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens when you're basic. Crescent Fang, redeemed ad time. Sure, get shot for 1 minute. Apologies. Nothing is beyond HeyWoah's reach. No, it just so happened that, the population of WoW private servers from 10 years ago had a lot of Finns in them. A lot of Finnish people played classic WoW on, like, bootleg, janky-ass private servers 10 years ago. This is even before Nostalrius. And the Russian ones. And, the population of people playing like original EQ private servers was just a lot of Finns for whatever reason. Yeah, Sikeblat, yeah. There's a Russian or two, although they're like Russians living in America, like half Russians, because like their dad was Russian and their mom is American or something, so they were like half Russians. And they make fun of each other's heritages like so much, all the time. The different Europeans in our guilds, like the Finnish and the Swedes and the one Polish guy and the half Russians, they would viciously mock each other's like cultures and heritages non-stop. But that's just how they were, you know. Kind of the shit-talking non-stop kind of guys who knew nobody was really serious about it. You're sorry for the one Polish guy? Yeah. I don't think he got the most of it. He didn't get the most of their mockery, surprisingly. Because there was one Mexican guy, and he got the most of it. Fucking Swedes. It's a European thing, it's all in good humor. Yeah, pretty much. I assumed it was just a European thing, and they weren't actually being mean. But like, they're all really fucking good. Like, Finnish people are super good at video games, in my tiny experience. They're just good at video games, it seems. And my name was Kalia, after Kali of the Vast, in EDH. And so they like wanted me to join their guild because they thought it was a cute name, because Kalia is cabbage in Finnish. And they thought I was being cute, but instead I was named after a magic card, and they had no idea. I think it's Kalia, is how you pronounce it, right? Any Finnish people in the chat? I think it's Kalia, it means cabbage. Like the purple kind. It was our little cabbage boy. Yeah, true. She'd lose to the hero every time, but I always thought she was cool. She wasn't really a good person, per se. But she was beautiful, strong, sincere, and even sexy. She always said whatever she wanted and did whatever she wanted. She knew what justice was for her. I just wanted to grow up to be like her someday. I hope I'm getting closer now, if only just a little bit. Right, not bad. Tokyo Tourist Trophy earned. Hey, it's me. Thanks for coming with me today. So after we met up, I tried doing some runway walks on the way home, like how a cool, sexy woman would walk. Then some girl who was watching me nearby started to copy me and runway walked with me. She's like the Pied Piper of runway walkers. Soon there was a crowd. 5, 10, a dozen, 2 dozen, hundreds. They followed me everywhere. I couldn't see their faces. I realized eventually they had no faces at all. And they weren't following me. They were going where I was going. And I realized then that I had been caught up in the song just as long as they had. And they were in no control, just as I wasn't. And then the beast with 7 mouths began to sing. Yeah, are we Junji Ito now? I don't know where the story was going, I just went with it. She had to have seen me, right? Do you think she thought I was cool? It might be. Am I supposed to say anything? Yes, I am. Okay, this is important. Good thing I looked at it. You're so self-conscious. Was she a child model?
FBI, open up!
We're saying could be. It's almost enough to make me blush, kind of. Why would you have this clip on hand? It's a very useful clip. You don't always get to use it, but when you do, it's got the right stuff. I need a confused clip on hand, actually. I gotta get one of those. To be honest, I feel kind of bad for her. She had no idea what the real me, that the real me is a human disaster. Maybe you just think you're a disaster, but you're not. Have you ever considered that? I guess I still have a long way to go, but I'm not giving up. I made a decision that I'm going to get stronger, so I need to overcome any obstacles. Thanks for hearing me out. Okay, bye. Persona 4 had a lot of FBI moments. It did, but mostly because of Nanako, right?
Ah, you're back.
That scared the shit out of you. Yeah, the pounding. Yeah. You're watching some big beardo dude, like, play a Japanese waifu game, and then you hear a knock on the door. Are you winning, son? Right, exams are soon. Well, then you should fucking study. Fuck off.
I'll just add this.
Alright, what am I doing tonight? Nanako and Teddy were the main sources of FBI open-up clips. Yep, and rightfully so. Door knocking in your headphones. It's 1 a.m. Sorry, Lummy. I apologize. I forgot some people haven't been watching me for as long as back when we were doing Persona 4, and so they weren't kind of looking out for the meme every time something real suspicious was happening. Alright, so we gotta do a crossword puzzle. Oh damn, and then we have to hang out with Ryuji. Okay, so which means I need a chariot persona, which I have 2. Gathion and Slime. We will use slime, no question. Let's do the crossword puzzle. Prove your existence is a very existential quest objective. It is, yeah. Persona is everyone oversharing and thanking the protagonist for being a good listener. Hey, it's a power to have. Even in real life, being a good listener is OP. Most people just want to say stuff out loud. And sometimes it can be helpful. What are the May Blues? I don't even understand this. May Blues? When is this? May is in the month? Blues is in sad. Doom's partner. That's too small for shotgun. A plant disease. There are a lot of plant diseases, man. I used to work in forestry. There's a lot of plant diseases. Dull pain. Alright. May Blues, a malaise? Yeah, malaise is a good word, actually. Oh, gloom, right? Yeah, this is probably gloom. And that matches up with malaise that the other person said. Yeah, malaise is a good word, actually. It's a strong debuff in EverQuest. Lowers resistances. Whoops. This is it. Easy chat gang success. Yeah, and Ache would be the last one. You seem to have had a lot of jobs. Yep, I've had many jobs and I've lived in many places in my life.
All right.
I see.
The fuck is malaise? It is a feeling of sickness / depression. It's, I would say that it's halfway between a mental and physical thing, but generally feeling unwell and or sad. Or maybe more correctly, you feel so hopeless and sad and depressed that it's starting to affect your body as well. Is the napkin, definition, I'd say. By the way, you feel like you should say my name can just be said my cul. Mikaha phone. By the way, I feel like I should say my name can just be said my-kun. Oh, I see. Okay. So instead of saying Mikaha phone, I should say my-ku. My-ka. Made it worse. I misread the H as an N. I thought you were going with a Japanese thing where they shorten names and they say, like, my-kun or something like that, like the honorific. My-kun. Eat the onion, please. Got it right. Let me try to find where he said it. The feeling you get after watching Evangelion. Good one. No, everybody claps. See, it's fun. So it's not a Mika, as in, like, I'm in Japanese reading mode at the moment, but it's a Micah. Micah Hafone. Or is it Micah Hap Honi? Can you please pronounce my name as that one mountain in Sweden that erupted? No, wait, never mind. That's not it. That's a different one, I think. Formica? Nope, your parents were not weebs. Micah, then phone, like saxophone. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So the H is actually part of the first part, right? So it's M-I-C-A-H, and then like hyphen or something, a phone. I get it. That was Iceland? Oh, yeah, it was Iceland, not Sweden. Sorry. And that was a volcano? Well, okay, mountains don't erupt, only volcanoes do. I misspoke.
Nice.
But it ends with Kroken, which couldn't be that. It's got to be German, actually. The word means submarine fire extinguisher device hook. Oh, okay. If a mountain erupted, it would become a volcano? Yeah. It would have always been a volcano. It changes. Wait, what am I doing here? I'm going to Ryuji's place. I think, right? Unless I have to do something in between. Alright, we're hanging out with Ryuji. Volcanoes aren't real. Same as birds, huh? It's a spicy mountain. Yeah, that's pretty much right. I'm starting to get the hang of this, so I guess that's what I do with this one, too. If you're just starting to get the hang of it and the exam is tomorrow, you fucked up. What was that green blob on the screen for half a second? That was slime. We welcomed slime into our heart last time, which is a meme, because, so far, in Persona games, whenever you capture the Persona slime, it says, you have welcomed slime into your heart, because it was a weird translation, and I just found it really funny. Wait, oh, that's no good. Damn it. What did I mess up on? Try starting over. Don't cause a commotion. Good advice, Gigantic. It's important to revisit and review where things went wrong. Triple noter. Still just learn it, though.
Yeah.
Oh, here, if I just fix this... Whoa, problem solved. You're freaking amazing, dude. I just told you to start over. Calm down. I'm gonna go grab a refill. Solving that question got me real pumped up. I got one question right. Hell yeah, brother. I guess we should go home. Nice to meet you, Mr. Slime. Right this way, you're on the guest list. Here's the door to the heart. Welcome aboard. I can't believe this. A school assembly during exam week? The hell are they thinking? This, by the way, brought to us by Listless Looking Student. Great name. It's the day after tomorrow, right? I wonder if it's going to be about Mr. Kamoshida again. I can't believe the school is messing with our schedules like this. I don't care what it's about. It's going to have nothing to do with us students. I wish they'd stop dragging us into their mess. Why so serious looking student?
Seems pretty
Good comment.
rough.
A mandatory assembly during an exam week. Sounds rough. Yeah, it's a rough one, kid. Malaise experiencing student.
Well, shall we begin?
Oh, Mr. Inui. Yeah, along with... I liked Suspicious Cop. That was a good one. What historical figure inspired the idiom of favoring the magistrate? Exam day 1. That would be... Minamoto, no. Yoshitsune. I definitely almost called him Yoshimitsu the first time I read it, but it is Yoshitsune. If I recall correctly.
Ooh, we can do this!
We can do it. This is our ticket to the big leagues. Let's see, an essay question. This looks tough, but let's calm down and think it through. Provide the reason why Minamoto no Yoshitsune is viewed as a hero. Yeah. Ah, Mr. Enui. Yoshitsune had a brother, right? I think his name was... I have no idea what his name was. I mean, he's also Minamoto, right? So... They do last names first in Japanese, so it's gotta be this one, by process of elimination. Let me check my notes. The guide says yes, that's it. Alright, we guessed right. That's the one. Yoshitsune worked under Yoritomo. He did a lot for his brother, but they ended up coming into conflict, and in the end, when they had to oppose each other, they both lost. Yoritomo won. Sune lost. Yeah, Yoshitsune committed suicide after being exiled by his brother. But even though he lost, Yoshitsune is the one who went down in history as a hero. That's probably because people tend to sympathize less with figures in power and sympathize more with underdogs. AKA the weak. Actually, I would say crafty, but I'll say weak. Yeah, not just any weak person, though. Yeah, it's true. Most people don't sympathize with just any weak person. They just love weak people. People love rooting for an underdog who stands up to powerful oppressors, and Yoshitsune did that to his brother. So the reason Yoshitsune is treated as a hero is because he stood up against the powerful Yoritomo.
Yep.
You finished in time. Did you hear Mr. Enui? He gave the ahem like 16.3.1, my dude. Time is up. Put down your pencils and put your hands under your desk, where everyone can't see them.
Let's get started.
Mr. Hiruta. This guy definitely reminds me of a, like a lawyer. Ready to shout objection and point at me. Today's the second day of exams. You may begin. Which brain function is responsible for the phenomenon of seeing an illusion in this figure? Obstruction, exultation, hallucination, or cognition? Is it hallucination? Probably? No, it's cognition. Alright. That sounds about right. He looks like his biggest insult is that their outfit is so last season. Yeah. This guy procreates. Which of the following maps can you paint without any adjacent areas being the same color? Well, that would be every map. Because you can use 4 colors and always do it. Oh, I thought they were going to ask me how many colors you needed or something.
Ooh, we can do this.
Sounds about right.
Okay, class, let's get started.
Miss Chu Oh no. Does everyone have a test? Then you may begin. Name the book that defined malefactor as the chief factor in the progress of the human race. Compendium Digital Devil Story, good one. Juliet, or the Devil's Dictionary. Yeah, I saw. Did you see that anonymous quote? They're like GTFO with that shit. Anonymous.
Ooh, we can
Sounds
do
about
this.
right. What character archetype refers to a mysterious and seductive woman, typically with ulterior motives? Tei Takemi, also known as Femme Fatale.
Ooh, we can do this.
Did we drive the cat bus into a bully in the subway, or did the guide tell us to wait? Oh, we're waiting. After you do the first one to unlock it, you kind of build up like 30 of them, and then you do them all in a single sitting, for the most part. Like the take your time loading screen.
Ever since that specific incident, many of you have voiced concerns that I could not bear to ignore.
Okay.
We believe the mental health of our student body is absolutely vital, so we've acquired the services of a therapist.
Is it a union-busting therapist?
The floor is yours, Doctor.
Principal Ogre.
Isn't he hot?
It's nice to meet you all.
Ooh, hot doctor. Oh no, he's
Whoa,
hot.
His voice is sexy.
My name is... My name is Takuto Maruki.
Takuto Marukuni.
Thank you for welcoming me to your school.
This dude looks like Q from
No need to be formal with me, though.
one of those
Just here to
007s,
counsel
right?
Anyone who's interested. You can even call me Doc if that would help you feel more comfortable. Any assistance you need, I'll be... Oh. I guess
Himbo
I'm
detected.
Not really any good for helping with money problems. Thank you, Dr. Maruki.
Is this new character? I don't recall this person from the original game. This might be P5R content.
Well, our school's made national news. Maybe they figured they'd look even worse if they didn't do anything for us.
And Dr. what's his name?
Yeah, he like Kodosho Giku'd him out of the way. Only one person in chat gets that joke. Please give me a full physical examination, doctor. I think I stubbed my toe this morning. Yep, whole thing. You know, Maruki here is a new character for Royal. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's to show he's not a patient, yeah. It's me.
Maruki.
Maruki. Yeah, I know Kodashigiku retired. Sad. I loved the Great Salt Toss, and many, many years ago he had, like, the good shit. No, I get it. It's sumo. Yes, it is sumo. Yep.
Yeah.
He was famous for his winning technique, being somewhat of a belly bounce. Which sounds really dumb. It's, like, embarrassing to lose to, but a lot of people did. All we have left is the owl. Yeah, the owl. Is he the owler? Terutsuyoshi? Is he the owler, or no? Am I mixing it up? Or is the owler the hairy one? Can't remember the name. Yeah, Yorikiri.
You really think he'll do us any good?
Ryuji.
Whoa, yeah, this is a commotion. When you're talking shit about the new doctor, and he overhears you, that's a commotion.
Hey there. Sakamoto-kun and Takamaki-san, right? And that must make you...
Lupin-kun. I heard you little freaks were talking shit, like he immediately changes. I've got my eye on you. Kodashigiku was also the one with the hype pose before the match. He had a big stretch.
How do you know our names?
Why is Ryuji mad? Why are you upset? I don't understand why he's upset.
Well, I was informed of certain students before beginning my tenure here.
He was gonna howl to the moon before the Tachi Eye.
Those that had, previous interactions with Mr. Kamoshida. It must have been especially tough for you after having just transferred here.
I mean, with all due respect, it was probably especially tough for the people who were sexually abused by him. But sure, it was tough for me, I guess. He detects the presence of a Sigma male and becomes defensive. He becomes super defensive, too. It's not a good look. I don't think. The immediate way too defensive guy. CD Buster, TY. For the tier 3. Oh, big subber. Huge. Thanks a lot. Play of the game. Unlocking that hot, sick HeyWoah nut emote with tier 3. Big subber. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Someone throw a number at me. Your book is still wrapped. What's the starting point value for AOS Path to Glory? I want to say it's 600? 600 or 750. I can't remember which one. I don't play Path to Glory, so... Usually 750? Okay. I'll take chat's advice on this one. Former track star who he had his legs broken, the girl he was going to rape, and the delinquent transfer student he was about to expel because... Actually, for no reason, he was just mad, because I mouthed off to him every chance I could get. Bitsman redeemed hats off, sure. To think I'd end up in a castle, I think he'd think I'm insane, right? I mean, yeah, it was pretty tough.
I can definitely believe that.
So, what do you want with us?
Ah, yes, I'd forgotten. I know I already offered my services to the student body earlier, but would you three be interested in counseling?
Oh, shit. Yo, counseling? That would be fun in this game. I want to do it. So now, like, there's a bit of a duality where I'm being... This is all a retrospective flashback where I'm being interrogated by Seinijima, and then I'm being, like, positively interrogated by a counselor within that. Kind of neat.
Nope, not at all.
Typical. Ryuji toxic. So is it a stretch to say that Maruki here is indeed a convent? He has to be, right? It would make so much sense. Again, this is Royale only content, so I don't know about it. But he surely must be. When are you going to have Big Flat's first annual AOS team doubles tournament? I don't want to set up and run a tournament. It would be so much work. And money. Oh wait, I could just do a TTS one. That'd be easy. Within the next 10 years, maybe. There, that'll be real specific. But it's not a no.
Huh? How's that surprising?
You were just a touch more emphatic about it than I'd expected.
How is it surprising? Well, because Maruki had nothing to do with the previous situation, and he's just here to help, and you fucking snapped at him. Like a brat. I don't know.
Ah, but
Over
if
the
you come to my
line.
office, you can have free snacks.
Oh, free snacks? I'm in. Let's go.
All you can eat. Would be nice, but there's still plenty to be had. So, how about it?
Alright, let's focus on what's important, alright? Tell me more about these snacks.
Hey, don't fall for that.
I don't know why... Why are you guys so mad? I want some snacks, dude. Counseling is sweet.
To be frank, I've been explicitly ordered to provide counseling to the students directly involved with Mr. Kamoshida.
What's a snack? Yeah, the interrogation line.
It's in the school's interest. For its students.
Ah, the school's interest, huh?
I know that asking you to be open with a complete stranger like myself is a lot.
Mental health stigma is pretty high in Japan. I mean, same with America, actually.
Making this mandatory wouldn't do you any good either. Might as well turn it into a worthwhile experience.
How did MC reach adulthood if he follows strangers that promise snacks into vans?
Ooh, I know.
Because people generally don't actually do that. And by far the biggest danger for anything like that is a person you already know, who's a family member, sadly, not some stranger.
If you attend my counseling sessions, I'll teach you different ways to improve your mental acuity.
Oh, stat boosts and snacks? I'm in, dude.
Like ways to hone your concentration before exams, or not getting nervous on dates.
So you're gonna sell me Adderall, is that what you're saying?
How's that sound?
Again, I'm in. Mental training. If I make good use of this, it may aid in our Phantom Thieves activities, too.
There's also snacks.
All right, enough with the snacks.
No, let's focus on what's important. Don't change the subject.
So, which way are you leaning?
No harm in a little snack, I mean chat. I'm gonna eat it.
I guess it'd just be more trouble for us if we didn't go.
True.
Yeah.
He's got little tiny cartons of 2% chocolate milk and those like windmill cookies. Maybe one of those like suckers that have a Tootsie Roll inside.
Really?
Let's fucking go.
I
We're
guess
10
it's a
years
deal.
old again.
I'll be in the nurse's office. Feel free to come by whenever it's convenient for you.
Well, we should get going.
Yeah, plot twist, I go into his office and there's like a bronze dish filled with circus peanuts. And suddenly the music just stops. I feel a cold sweat, but only around my neck, my hands, bottoms of my feet, and the back of my head. Oh god, not these. Not here. How did he know? How did he know?
Okay, I'll see you later. Thanks for taking my counseling into consideration.
He has a, yeah, he has a hypnotist vibe, except in a non-rapey way. So far. I agree, GTO. Hate to be that guy again, but how is the current state of Kraven overlords in 3rd? Weaker than they used to be. Because Rend got a little worse. But unless you're trying to get literally first place at some tournament, not bad. Their lack of monsters is rough. That's like a big weakness right now, is they don't have a proper monster. And killing monsters is actually kind of tricky for them, because they mostly just rely on Rend. So that's, you know, those are your challenges to overcome. Or hard candies that are all stuck together. That's not even a snack, that's a sculpture. A non-edible sculpture. Why does a psychotherapist have a stethoscope? Because it was an art asset. It's actually not a stethoscope. If you look very carefully, you'll see... I can't move my mouse over there, but... you'll see that it actually goes inside of his pocket. I bet it's his, like, ID tag around his neck. I don't think it's a stethoscope. Yeah, I think it's a lanyard. I couldn't remember the name for it. To listen to your heart rate while you describe the trauma, right? Yeah, that wouldn't be awkward.
Now that we have
He listens
the
to his own heartbeat to see if your tale is true. Good one. I've made a deal with Maruki. You must have gone to counseling. Tell me, who was it? Was he fucking hot? Answer me. I don't know, Say.
It's hard to believe an ordinary high school student could accomplish such grandiose heists. One would need a heart of steel, unaffected by outside influences, and prepared to act without hesitating.
You would need a heart of steel, unaffected by outside influences, and prepared to act without hesitating. The only way you could accomplish this was meeting with a goddamn himbo every week and telling him about your problems. No, not even then. You must have had snacks. She, like, slams the table. Tell me what the snacks were.
There has to be someone who helped strengthen your mental state. Sound like somebody you know?
No, I bet he had snacks.
Give me a name.
Give me a brand name of the snacks.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow.
I have a HeyWoah nut allergy.
Rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the Counselor Persona,
the Counselor
I have
Persona.
The winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
Why are we being questioned? Because this... I shouldn't say entire story because I know what's going to happen, but like, for something like over half of the game, it's a flashback. You're caught at the beginning and you're interrogated and you're like telling your story and then the story catches up to it. And yeah, the consultant is not a tarot card, but I don't particularly care. I don't know much about tarot.
What's the holdup, dude?
Sorry for keeping you like this. Well then.
There's no need to apologize for that. What you do need to apologize to me about is that I don't have a snack yet. Good day, sir.
Okay, quiet down.
Kawamami. Okay. So I wasn't jumping the gun. HeyWoah has mentioned the ground rules for this Confidant is to get to rank 9 before a deadline, before the end of the year. By seeing him, you get SP max ups and consumable healing items. And the Confidant abilities are kind of nuts. Oh shit. Big buffer. Alright, cool. Actually, flash forth. So what you're saying is that we've already had the snacks? Maybe he's trying to tell us that, you know, the real prize was the snacks we ate along the way or something like that. I hope not. I hope they're real. I have an addendum to the earlier assembly regarding the counseling you've all been offered. Counselor will be available to you starting after school today in the nurse's office. Dr. Maruki will only be posted here through November, so be sure to speak with him soon if you're free. Sorry, if you feel the need. For the majority of you, it's your choice whether or not you see him, but there are a few students I'll speak with later. Counselors decided visits to Dr. Maruki will be mandatory for these individuals. And then, like, 2 people from the class's phones ring. Oh, it's fucking Ryuji. You're causing commotion in class, you dickhead. Counseling? I don't want counseling. Let's do the counseling. Imagine texting someone in class. Then we drove the cat bus into the bully in the demon subway, ran him over, guessed right that he would be weak to electric, fucking all-out attack piled in 3 times in a row, dude was dead, a chump, easy. And then we destroyed his id so that he no longer wanted to do any bad things, apologized, and pointed us to a bigger fish. Probably turned that guy into a vegetable, but, you know. Anyway, about those snacks.
Yes.
Oh, she looks so sad. Oh no.
Welcome.
Honestly, out of all 3 of them, I feel like An needs counseling the second least. Ryuji definitely has got to get through some shit. Yeah, is now a bad time? Not at all. It's always a good time, so long as I'm not already listening to a student. Alright, doesn't wear socks confirmed. This is code blue, chat. Imagine having access to a smartphone in high school. I actually can't imagine that. I'm too old. That's gotta be disgusting. It's gotta be literally impossible to teach kids. Those poor teachers.
Well, shall we begin?
We had pagers. You had a pager in high school? Are you rich? Oh, but first, just relax, alright? I'm only here to listen to whatever you wish to talk about it. Just pretend I'm a main character, even though I'm an NPC.
Yes.
Sure. An's character model looks like so concerned. HeyWoah sent you a finished Gar control? Sweet. We'll look at it. I'll have a big hobby roundup for Monday. Although I really only have one thing on my mind right now. And it's snacks. I'd say that makes perfect sense. But don't force yourself into talking with me. You could even just grab some snacks. Hell yeah, brother. And be on your way if you wanted. Haha. It's like fucking apple juice. That's not a snack. That's gross. Apple juice is gross. If there was a diet caffeine-free apple cider, it would be apple juice. Get out of my face. No, it's alright. It's alright. I know I need to talk to somebody about this anyway. That is, if you're willing to listen to the super long story. The guy is the snacks vendor. That's some clearly reserved body language. It is. I absolutely am. Take all the time you need. see. That's such a horrible thing to do to someone. Let's leave the drinks tier list behind us. True, I made some mistakes on it. I admit it. Sparkling water was above all the other F tier. Because I forgot that there's sparkling water that doesn't have, like, some shitty flavor added to it, you know? Like, there's, like, Perrier water. And I rather like that stuff. But, like, the flavored kind, like Claire Brun or LaCroix, is, like, hella fucking disgusting, right? But the ones that aren't flavored, I actually think they're fun. It's like water, except carbonated, so it's more fun. Did I already do the Creature Caster tier list? No, that one's gonna be Monday. Because I couldn't get it to work because it was on some other website and it just wasn't working for me for some reason. Yeah, that's why I wanted to get even with him. For Shiho. And? At first I thought Kamoshida ought to face the same fate Shiho was going to put herself through. And so I was thinking of pushing him off of a building. But... Later I realized that wasn't right. If he did take his own life, it wouldn't undo Shiho's suffering. In fact, it'd just give him an easy way out. True.
Right.
Is that so? You know, you are quite the wise, level-headed young woman, Takamaki-san. She is shocked by this revelation. I think you've got the wrong... Nope. In fact, I think you're wiser than I was at your age. I wasn't anywhere near as mature as you are now. See a coolness? Is she mature enough to like tea, though? It's not like I did anything special, though. If I hadn't gone through my own share of hell, I don't think I'd be so mature either. True, yeah. It does have a maturing effect, I've found. That's why I'm so mature. I see, so what's on your mind now? Right now? Apple juice, I guess. I'm just hoping Shiho will get better quickly. We both suffered a lot, but I just want to get back to laughing and having fun together like we used to. You will never recapture that. It is gone. I'm sorry, but those times are gone. Have some snacks. At this point, I don't give a rat's ass about Kamoshida.
Yeah.
Now there's a healthy outlook. You can't change the past, but you still want to keep your chin up and press onward. Is that the gist of it? Yep. Yeah, going through brain loops of wanting to change the past and fix your previous mistakes. That is a never-ending trap. It's a black hole you can fall into. You gotta move forward. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, it'd definitely be better if none of this had happened, but it did, so deal with it. I definitely agree with you there, but it's impossible to wipe every tragedy from history. Well, right, we're not going to try to forget it, right? That's different. We're not pretending it didn't happen or anything. It did, and we're just moving on.
Yeah.
Everyone would be so much happier if we could actually do that. Oh, it seems I lost track of the time. We should wrap things up here for today. Thank you so much for coming to see me. Oh no, thank you. I feel a ton better now that that's all off my chest.
Be careful, okay?
Good to hear it. You deserve it. Feel free to stop by.
Okay,
anytime.
I'm gonna get going.
Sorry, He-Man is trash. He cannot smoke enough weed to make it untrue. I don't think I even watched the show, even when I was a kid, so I have no frame of reference. Your issue isn't looking back, it's looking forward that's scarier because there's so much you can't plan for. True. And like a coping mechanism is over-planning when stuff goes wrong, you know, when you're trying to deal with it. And then moving forward, you're like, well, I have to control everything because the problem was it was out of my control. But it's not entirely correct. Because in fact, like almost nothing is, right? you just had some bad beats, the best thing you can do is be reasonably prepared and stay agile. It's kind of like a lesson I learned in film school. I took a bunch of experimental film classes, but one of them was on surrealism, and the whole class was kind of about how surrealism is a process. It's not really a look. You know, people will say things like, you know, "Oh, this is a surreal painting," or "It looks surreal," or something like that, and it's like a fair visual description, but like true surrealism is actually a process from which you create art.
How are you?
And one of the things was part of the process is letting go of control and trying to, even if you're like a control freak or something like that, is preparing yourself and setting up a situation so that a beautiful accident can occur and you can creatively capture it and use it for something, or, you know, the camera's at least rolling for it. Because a lot of the best art is created in almost by accident, and so you try to set up situations where that can happen, which are inevitably at least somewhat out of your control. And, you know, learn to let go, in other words. That was all fun and well with surrealism until they lapsed into Dada. Dada is a meme, but a lot of art is a meme. There wasn't a word for memes, but a lot of the history of art, especially the recent history, the past 100 years, it was memes before there were memes. Fuck those new wave directors, meme masters. Yeah. French new wave for sure. Student called Yoshizawa. What an interesting name for her. Why can't we just call her Yoshizawa? Letting go of control would be nice. Well, so it was a class about directing, so you had to spin it as being in control somehow anyway, because would-be directors are like absolute fucking control freaks, just by nature. But so the idea was, you were quote-unquote letting go of control, but actually you were even more in control of a situation. You were just in control of the precursor to the situation, where something between your hands was going to randomly happen, or had a high chance of randomly happening, so that you could capture it and make art out of it. Sort of like the exquisite corpse, you know, experiment in art, where you fold a piece of paper 3 times and you have someone draw some picture that starts with, you know, 3 or 4 lines on the left side, and then you fold it and the next artist draws something based off of your lines that appear on the edge, but they don't know what you've done. And then you do that a 3rd time and you open it up, and now you have a like a group drawing or painting that each of you created without knowledge of the other 3, but now it becomes one. And so in this way you've used somewhat of a method to create something collaboratively that you weren't overtly consciously collaborating on, you know what I mean? Maybe her full name really is Student Called Yoshizawa. Maybe it is, yeah, like... yeah, like artist formerly known as Prince, yeah. Or the man from U.N.C.L.E. Just started playing Persona 5 Royale yesterday. You're not doing the harem route. Who should your gal pal be this game? So, I would suggest the redhead here, because she's a brand new character for Royal, and you probably haven't seen her story. If you're not going harem, I would just always choose the new character. If you've played through P5, but you haven't played through Royal, I'd go with the new content. Is this the Marie? Yeah. I don't know if her story has anything to do with Marie because I haven't played Royale yet. Or I am, but I haven't played all the way through it. But this is the Marie, yeah. Like the, you know, the bonus character in the updated version of the game. Are you here for a session as well? That's right. All of this is just whatever, right? I can say whatever I want? True. Okay, I can. You just meant the new girl added for the new version. Yep, that's what I thought you meant, yeah. Is that so? Dr. Maruki is a wonderful counselor. I've actually been seeing him for a while before he ever came to Shujin. Oh, well, you should probably keep that on the down low. I mean, he looks like a pretty young teacher, so maybe it's okay, but... I mean, probably don't talk about it too much. Oh, I didn't know you two were acquainted. Don't go overselling me too hard, though, Yoshizawa-san. I'm really nothing special. She sees Joker's student called gigantic. True. Good one. Well, I need to get going. Please excuse me. Oh, look at her tiny little red shoes.
All right, then.
Let's say we get started.
Welcome.
We made a deal. You give snacks, I get counseling. Will you take this trade? Alright, we're leaning back. It's that time. The lean back has begun. What is it? Disregard females, acquire snacks. Try to make sure it's worth the trouble.
I see.
I receive snacks, you give therapy. Yeah, that's the one. I see. Thank you. I think I've gotten a good grasp of the situation you're in, Lupin-kun. Well, full disclosure, the school gave me a brief rundown of the circumstances surrounding your transfer here. It's in the past. So much for privacy. Can I really just say anything to this guy? Apparently I can. It's all role-playing. Cool. I'm doing okay now. But you weren't before, I take it. Try not to push yourself too hard, okay?
So...
Now that you've told me more about yourself, I think I've realized something. Let me check my notes. He brings out a clipboard. Yes, it's just as I feared. I'm afraid you're a main character. You have a lot of responsibility. Also, sorry about February 14th in the future. Nanashi, hello. It seems like you've largely been able to reconcile your internal world with your external one. I should note that really, truly impressive. Even most adults can't reliably manage that. Actually true. How to put it? You know how everyone has an internal reality? Some conception of themselves they're striving for.
For example...
Like wanting to be a model student, or wanting to be loved and relied on. Let's say it's relied upon, really. That kind of thing. But that idealized reality and the one in actuality are often far apart. That gap is responsible for a lot of people's pain. Hey, were you following a guide to reach a specific goal? Yeah, kinda. I am following a guide because I don't want to, like, miss story. I'm essentially following a guide so that I receive as much story as I can get. I want to get all the story. So, like, you know, I want to max out all the social links. I want to max out, like, this guy. Stuff like that. As far as, like, collecting all the trophies or, you know, this or that, I don't really care. I just want to receive all of the story. So... Not everyone can ace their exams, and not everyone can be heroes they wish they could be. You've already been through so much. That kind of suffering is usually enough to twist people up into dark places. But you're standing up to it, and confronting a tough, painful reality. to me, it's incredibly admirable. Then again, maybe that's a little weird for you to hear from a guy you just met, huh? No, I'm a main character. I talk to people all the time like this. Kind of creeping me. No, he's not like Teddy. Man, I can say yes, yes, or yes, but. I guess I'll give him the yes, but. Not even any deflecting self-deprecation. You really are strong, Lupin-kun.
I'm sorry.
Well, let's see. Sorry, this went on longer than I expected. Somehow the conversation just took on a life of its own, I guess.
Say.
Hey, I've actually got one last request. Do you mind? I'm ready.
You know,
I'm actually doing certain research along with my duties as a counselor. It's not quite like counseling, more like a type of psychological treatment. Oh no, is this guy gonna Takemi me? Dedrick says, HeyWoah, I hate that I learned about averages because now every time I roll them, or your opponent rolls above them, you get a little heated. Don't be concerned about it. I would look at bell curves instead. Like, averages are fine, but when you look at bell curves, I think it puts it more into perspective. And you can kind of think about it as chunks of bell curves, like, alright, this was basically average, this was a little above average, this is a little below average, but that stuff is just going to happen. I use it as a tool to predict outcomes, and so I'm, like, pre-prepared for them. Ahem. Like, okay, opponent needs to roll pretty well for this to work. If they do, what do I do? Okay, they did, like, fine. But then again, I'm kind of laissez-faire about it in games. I even had an opponent, at a tournament. Oh. Loami. Hey, TY for the Tier 1. For 2 months in advance. Huge. Hey, I appreciate you liking my stuff. And also assuming that you're going to keep liking my stuff for at least 2 months. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Is it Loami, or is that a capital I in its, Ioami or something? Anyway, one time at a tournament, I was running 2 Huskguards on Thundertusk, so obviously this was in 1st edition. And they have a roll a 2 up, does 6 mortal wounds to send to anything within 18 inches. And this dude had a 6 wound hero that, if it died, I basically won the game. And so I shot him with both Thundertusks and rolled 1 on both of them in a row. I'm like, alright, I'm gonna 6 that guy. Oh, it's a 1, okay. Alright, well, I'll try again with this other guy. Nope, that's a 1. Yeah, alright, your go. And he's like, man, you are the calmest person I've ever seen having rolled, like, 2 1s on an ability that should have killed this guy. I'm just like, I mean, I used to compete in Magic. Like, either you get so salty that you start to develop problems in your real life, or you just learn to fucking deal with it. And I have chosen the latter. 2 Huskguards on Thundertusk? Yeah. Because in 1st edition, they were actually okay. They weren't, like, competitively good, but they were some of the best things you could be doing in your faction, at least. Because they did something. And so you would actually play with them. After the Maw Tribes book, they're kind of crappy. And after the 3rd edition change, they're really crappy. And only the Frostlord version is maybe okay as an anvil, kind of. But, yeah, they've suffered. Because everyone complained about him, despite your army losing all the time. Yeah, 2 husbands on Thundertusk. I actually misread it. Good meme. On this topic, how do you handle a long streak of poor dice? Have you seen my games on TTS? Just play the game, you know. Sometimes the dice don't go your way, but it's kind of cringe to blame it on your dice, right? So, even if it's true. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's just kind of a cringe excuse. Because how well you roll is out of your control, therefore, it is not your concern. Like, let's say that my dice were quote-unquote not lucky, despite there being no such thing as luck. I was unlucky. on my dice rolls for a game. Alright, well, how can I improve so that next game is better? Well, there are things under my control, like how well I deploy, what choices I make, what battle tactics I choose, maybe my list could be improved. These are things under my control. How well dice randomly roll are simply not under my control, and so it is not even part of the conversation. Like, it simply doesn't matter in that case, because you're trying to improve every time, and so you look at the things you can control and you try to improve them, and you look at the things you can't control, and then you say, well, I need to be aware of these because it's important, but I can't improve them, so fuck off, you know. I guess that's kind of how I see it. And the way I look at that particular game, where I rolled the 2 ones in a row, as Frank said, that's like a 1 in 216 chance or something like that, because both of them have to be 1s. Yeah, I was very unlucky. The way I look at that game, I'm not mad. Because due to all the decisions I made up until that point in the game, I win that game 215 times out of 216 times, right? If the multiverse, if there were like, you know, if the, what do you call it, if timelines split and we ran the game 216 times in all the different dimensions, I only lose that game in one of them. And I think those are great odds. Snake Eyes is like a 2.7% chance. Well, okay, there you go, yeah. So, we run the game 1,000 times, and I win the game over 900 times, and I lose the game 27 times. I feel like that's great odds. I'll take that any day. Like, every time I'll make that choice, right? I just happen to be living in the timeline where, you know, I rolled Snake Eyes. Okay. But it means the next time I play that exact game, I'm winning for sure, right? Like, those are great odds. And the only thing you can do is make decisions all the way up until the dice are rolled, and have you be as favored as possible in that dice roll. So, I'm happy. Conversely, it could have been like my game against Bellicor, where I deployed wrong, and I was, like, sad, because I'm like, oh, shit. I made a huge blunder here. Like, I definitely blundered, and now the rest of the game, like, it's gonna be rough, and I probably won't win. I'll probably lose really bad, like, and I already know it, and almost nothing can save me. But, looking forward, it's easy. Just don't do that, right? Like, don't fuck up deployment, and now I solved the problem. So I can feel good about that game, too. And I can feel good about that game because the question, how can I improve for next time, is, well, there's this really obvious thing you did wrong. Oh, nice, okay. So I don't do that, and next time I'll be better. And so in both of these scenarios, I lost the game and felt good about it, because in one, I could improve very easily, which is good, because I made a mistake, and in the other one, I won like 98% of the time, and it just happened to be the 2%, so who cares? Do the same thing again, and you'll win next time. But I think about it in a very, like, poker or analytical way, I guess. But that's how I really see it. It got you very salty because you only get, like, a game a week and basically failing to do anything for 3 hours. Yeah, I suppose it can be really frustrating when your die roll or your, like, mistake you make. It's one thing to end up losing a game. It's another thing entirely to basically not get to play, because you're sort of so fucked on the table that you can't really move anything, or this thing is trapped in a pointless combat that it'll never escape from, and so on and so forth. Like, those are the feel-bads. So, I empathize with how you feel, Carneth. But, for whatever reason, I don't find it bothering me that much. Maybe it's from years of losing in Magic, right? Because you don't get good in Magic without losing a trillion times. Losing is a learning experience, and that's what I used it as. Anyhow, Maruki. Basically, it's a project to learn more about people's metaphorical hearts. What they think, how they feel.
How about it?
If I get far enough with it, I think I'll be able to help a lot of people, so... Yeah, let's see. I'll have a, can I just say yes? Like, I'm ready to say yes to this. Like, bring the snacks. Let's fucking go. Let me get a, I'll give him an,
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I guess my point is I'd like to ask you to help with that research. Yeah, one burger, please. I have a plan, Joker. We can get the snacks and take out the guy who knows too much. All you'd have to do is listen to my theories and then tell me if they spark any ideas or realizations on your end. Please. Any time's good for me. I can work around your schedule. And, I got a lot of snacks too. Hell yeah, brother. You can have them. They're yours. These better be good fucking snacks. Why me? Well, we know why me, because I'm a main character. Okay. I'm in. I'm in. Question: the Butcher's signature spell and Gotrek. Will the spell only do 1 damage total since the source of the spell? Or will it do 1 damage per 4-up? It will do 1 damage per 4-up, because I believe the 4-up is contingent on the wounds actually being dealt and not negated, if I'm remembering the spell correctly. Let me check the tapes, because that might come up in one of my future games, and I haven't looked it up yet, but it would be based on the wording of the spell. Butcher. If it works like Curse of Years, it would. It is a good question one way or another, though. But I think if I read the War Scroll spell, it'll be clear to me. Maybe not. Pick one enemy unit within 18. That unit suffers D3 mortal wounds, period. After resolving any damage, roll a die. To me, that one is as clear as day. Quote the War Scroll. After resolving any damage, roll a die. On a 4-up, the target unit suffers an additional D3. So that, to me, is very clearly... Gotrek takes 1 damage, you roll a 4-up, he takes 1 damage, roll a 4-up, takes 1 damage. It's each time. Anyway, that's my official ruling, and it seems pretty clear. The wording was pretty clear. So yes, if you're ludicrously lucky, you can indeed one-shot Gotrek with a Butcher spell. All you have to do is roll 8 4-ups in a row, or whatever it is. Not so bad. Opponent might be a little bit put off by that one, but get fucked, you're playing Gotrek. Really? Yes! You're a lifesaver.
Well...
And dodge Gotrek's 3-up ward. True, true. So you would have to roll more 4-ups than your opponent can roll 3-ups, which is not the greatest odds. Until you've done 8 to him. Let's see, I know. Maybe I could teach you some tips for mental training. I happen to know a lot on the subject, I'm sure. I can cook up a special regimen for you. If you're dedicated enough, I'm sure you could draw out your full potential.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess that's our second deal. I feel like my bond with Maruki is growing deeper. When Joker is inflicted with an ailment, he may recover immediately. Oh good, that's Detox X. Detox God XX.
Alright.
It's actually a pretty good ability if it works.
I know.
Alright, would it be okay if we traded contact information? I almost pushed the FBI button, but... Well, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll contact you when I've got time, or when I need some input from you. Oh, really? Well, I'll get right on that.
Now.
I'd better do my part to repay you. Let's talk about mental training and prescience. I'm sorry, presents. I thought he was going to say prescience. Let's see. First off, thanks to Maruki's mental training, my mind feels...
All right.
Max SP increased by 5. Ooh, not bad. Non-static gum.
Well, see you.
Oh, shit. Non-static gum, huh? That's my snack? I don't know if gum constitutes a snack. I'm gonna write a letter about this one. Yeah, I'm sure later confidant ranks make that occur more often and stuff like that. Do I have to, Evening, I need to watch Bubbly Hills 90210. Oh, I thought I would feed my plant tonight, but I guess I won't. Remember fun?